NerdyNeo's got the mic, he's taking charge. Carl's geeking out, his knowledge large. Ryan's dropping facts like a game pro. On Party Chat, we'll steal the show. Plug in your headphones, feel the beat. Talking games with passion can't be beat. From launch parties to quests untold, Party Chat's the place to be, we're bold.
Discussing favorite games of all time, pixelated worlds and icy climbs, controllers and joysticks we adore. Level up with us, there's so much more. Plug in your headphones, feel the beat. Talking games with passion can't be beat. From launch parties to quests untold, Party Chat's the place to be, we're bold.
What's up, everyone? Good evening. Happy Tuesday to you all. And it is time for another episode of Party Chat. And yet again, Ryan is not here at start, so he has to miss the intro again. But he should be here shortly. He's on another stream, so we're just second fiddle to him tonight. But what's up, Carl? How you doing tonight?
I'm kind of tired, but that's about it.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll have a great discussion. I'll maybe wake you up a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully.
We got a let's see here. He's been on top 5. I think he's been on Party Chat. But we got not a first time to the channel, but might be the first time to Party Chat. Let's say hi to your good buddy that I met because you're good friends in real life. What's up, Shred? How's it going?
Not bad. And yeah, like you said, not the first rodeo. Me at my second rodeo.
But I know I had you on top 5.
You had me twice, I believe. It was a Party Chat. It was.
Okay. I was like, I feel like you were on Party Chat before, but it was a while ago.
Yeah, it's been. I think it was like. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. It's been a while. Because it was Party Chat first time, and then it was the Metroidvania, the top 5 Metroidvanias one.
Yep, I definitely remember you being on that one. Yeah, I think when you were on Party Chat last time was before Carl was my co-host.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
So good to have you back, man.
Yeah, because I think it was Ryan. And then you had another co-host, but I think he didn't make it that time. I think it was
yeah, so when I started Party
Mark
Chat,
Cyborg,
it was Ryan and Mark the Cyborg are my co-hosts. That's when I used to do it on Saturday. Stuff in real life changed, so I had to move it to the weekday. And at that point, it didn't work for Mark to be on. And Carl came on as the replacement co-host.
There we go. Now we have no shortage of tism.
Exactly.
So, and I liked it when we moved it to the weekdays as well, because it gave us a little bit more time, because on Saturdays both Mark and Ryan had stuff going on in the afternoon, so we had to keep it pretty short. So I like having a little bit more leeway so we can kind of go longer if we need to.
Right. Sweet.
So but good to have you back, man. Hope you're doing
thank
well.
you, man. I was pretty I felt nice, and you reached out and you're just like, hey man, gotta have you back over here. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, looks like you got a
moving over here.
Back there. Who's that?
Yeah, he chilling.
Who is that?
Kobe.
It's Kobe.
Kobe, okay.
Kobe, Kobayashi, Kobe One Kanboni. He's got many names.
Is it in relation to the basketball player or?
No, that was just his name already before he was gifted to me. So we kept it.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, he was rescued.
Pretty much, yeah. He's gained about 20 pounds since I got him. He's like 50 pounds now.
Oh man, you should have seen this dog, Neo. It was like skin and bones, and I'm like, that dog ain't right. And then his ex-girlfriend kept gaslighting Fernando here into believing that that wasn't the case, and I was like, I don't think that's right.
The thing is that it wasn't only that; it was the fact that I actually went with her to the vet, and the vet is like, her comment was, "It's a little on the lower side," But she didn't say like, this dog's fucking dying. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to keep it clean here. But she didn't go like, this dog's dying. Like, she was just like, he's a little underweight. And I just didn't think it was a big deal. I thought it was just skinny dog.
Yeah, he looked like an Ethiopian child. That's what he looked like.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah,
Then I started feeding him based on the instructions on the bags and everything. And he gained some weight. He's a happy boy.
Love seeing those those stories. I saw one yesterday popped up on my feed. I don't remember where it was, but it was like this literally skin and bones, like Pomeranian getting rescued. And now it's got this, it's this just big ball of fluff. It's all happy. I love those types of things. Those stories of animals.
Exactly.
But we got Wingus Dingus is in chat already saying 2 minutes late. Neo, how could you? We did have a little bit of technical difficulties, but fortunately we were able to get it.
Figured it out pretty quick, thankfully.
Yeah, what up, Wingus?
So good to see you, Wingus.
What's good?
Ryan should be here momentarily. So, and Ando is here. What's up, Ando? Not shocking the dog for not being a prop. That's
Hello.
No shocking dogs on my stream.
We keep it halal here. We none of that.
Yeah,
yes.
we actually care for our pets.
Right.
We got Debbie Baca. Hello, good to see you. It's been a very long time.
Yo,
hey,
what is good?
Mr. Cage Gaming. I haven't seen that name in a long time. So glad you guys are here. Welcome. So, all right. Well, before we get into our topics, as I like to kick off the stream, just go around this horn here and let everyone talk about what they've been playing lately. So, Shred, what have you been playing?
So I actually just started playing Ender Lilies.
Oh,
that is one that I found out because one of my buddies of mine in Braya, and probably see him around on Twitter, he talks about how much he loves that game. Yeah, the first one. I haven't even touched the second one yet because I only played it maybe a couple of hours this last Saturday morning, and I already think it's going to have a lot of potential. There's already a lot of things about it that I really like in terms of how they structured like the way that you get some of the power ups, and so I'm already pretty excited for it. I hope nothing spoils it. But before that, I played Carrion.
While we're on the topic of Ender Lilies, because I did play that a couple of years ago, and in the end I did enjoy it. It's basically it is a Metroidvania, and it's basically a 2D Souls-like. It has a lot of Souls-like elements to it, and it does have levels, and it does make a huge difference. And that's the thing that was. I didn't like it first because I was just getting my butt handed to me, and I had to go grind out some levels. Then the rest of the game went on pretty smooth. So other than having to grind because I wasn't like an adequate level to where I should have been in order to beat these bosses. Other than that, I had a good time with it. I have not played Ender Magnolia yet. I will play it at some point, but I've heard from a couple people, like some of my good friends at the channel, I know one of them, like Ender Lilies and Ender Magnolia, are some of his like favorite games ever, not just Metroidvania. And a lot. I'm
excited for this one because it looks really nice.
A lot of people I've heard online are like big fans of the the two Ender Lilies games, but I haven't played Magnolia yet, but I will at some point. So,
because right before that, like the one that I was playing for a longer period of time was actually Silksong, which came out, which interrupted my playthrough of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Yes,
I know you're playing that now.
I just started it. I've had some technical difficulties. I only played it for like an hour. I'm
really enjoying that. I was really enjoying that game. It's got some really good mechanics in it, especially with the way that you mark your map with screenshots.
The screenshot thing is amazing.
It's great. Like, why doesn't every game have this?
That's exactly what I said.
It's such a nice quality of life thing. And like, I'm sure there's a mod that will let you do that in Hollow Knight so you don't hate it as much.
Yeah, so Prince of Persia, because I do Metroidvania Monday every Monday, and I just finally finished getting through all the Metroid games when I started this like August of last year. So I finally got through all the Metroid games. So the first thing I was planning on playing after I got done with the Metroid games is the first Metroidvania I was going to play on stream was going to be Lost Crown, because I played the demo, absolutely loved it. I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I started playing. I've had some technical difficulties. So I actually started it like 3 weeks ago, and I just, after like 45 minutes, it was, I had problems with my PC. So I deleted the stream. I came back the next week, thought I had fixed it. It didn't fix, but I kept that one live. So I played it for like an hour before it started becoming too unbearable. So I was going to get a good chunk of it done last night, but I had real life stuff going on last night. So I didn't do Metroidvania Monday last night, so I actually moved it to. I'm going to be doing it tomorrow night, so that'll be the first Metroidvania Monday on a Wednesday, and I should get through a good chunk of the game. I plan to play it for probably about 4 or 5 hours at least tomorrow night, so I'm very much looking forward to playing it.
Yeah, and was it an issue with just the game itself, or were you having issues with the PC?
No, it's my computer, because I'm actually playing it on my Xbox and streaming it to my PC.
Okay.
And because at first I thought it was my Xbox was the problem, but the later that night I did my Mass Effect Monday, which I typically do once a month, and that had problems as well. But that's actually running. We were playing the Steam version, so it's actually my PC running it. So I was like, oh, it's not my Xbox, it's something with my PC. So last week I actually reinstalled Windows because I could not figure out what the problem was. So I did a 5-hour Borderlands stream last week without much of a hitch, so I'm pretty sure that I've gotten the issue resolved. I'm very much looking forward to playing a good chunk of Lost Crown tomorrow, because I do plan to do the whole thing on stream. But yeah, I know you're a huge fan of Hollow Knight. I'm not I did come around on it once I forced myself to get through it, but I hated that game for many years until I finally forced myself to get through it. So
I remember your rant about it. It was like, this thing with the map. It's funny because our buddy JM also hates all those things that you pointed out. It's the same complaints. And just like, I can't even try to cope and tell you like, no, you gotta like, no, I totally get it. I get it.
A lot of people are like, oh, you hated Hollow Knight? Is it difficulty? I'm like, no, I had no problem with the difficulty.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the game design decisions, but I did go through it. I've got the 112% achievement. I don't have all the achievements because I will never get the beat the game without dying. And get 100% on the Feel Slow mode in under 5 hours. Not going to happen. I'm never going to beat the fifth Pantheon. Never going to happen. So
don't say never. Those are the challenges that I told myself I would never do. Never going to beat the fifth Pantheon. Never going to do Path of Pain, and I did. Like you'll don't sell yourself short.
I don't. I'll say I don't ever plan on getting the 100%. I would like to, but I don't ever plan on. But I did do Pantheons 1 through 4, but Pantheon 5 I doubt I'll ever do. So it's on the back burner if I ever even touch it again. I will be doing Silksong. I'm not in a rush because I wasn't a huge fan of Hollow Knight. But since you're probably the first person I've talked to that's probably put a lot of time into Silksong, what are your thoughts on Silksong?
Silksong, there's definitely ups and downs with it because it's still one of those games where, like, I would definitely recommend you play the first Hollow Knight first, because this one, like, it's basically expects you to already know how to play Hollow Knight and what to expect out of it, because there is certainly it's a much more difficult game, because they really put that in mind where it's like, okay, the people playing this already kind of have an idea of what to expect by having played the first one. It almost feels like the first Hollow Knight is a tutorial to Silksong.
Okay, so I've heard it's significantly more difficult. Would you say that's accurate?
Yes, and it is more difficult, and it feels much bigger. Like they put a ton of effort into this, and I was really enjoying.
It's a big game.
Yeah, I was really enjoying it, but there are some things where I had massive complaints with. And like I don't know how much I can really talk about it without making any spoilers and stuff. So but there are certain choices where Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania, but it's also a 2D Souls-like. Mm-hmm. And this time around, there is a point in the game in which they decide to lean more heavily into the open world Souls-like aspect of it, as opposed to the Metroidvania aspect of it.
Okay.
Which to me just felt like a slap to the face, where I'm just like, okay, this is significantly worse. Like, it does become significantly worse, in my opinion. Other people that are fans of Hollow Knight may still enjoy it. They may think it's different and be happy about it. I personally thought it kind of overstayed its welcome and felt like a bit of a chore towards the very end. Like there were, but overall, like I would still recommend people play it. I still give it like a solid 8 or 9. Yeah, like I still strongly recommend it. It's just that I just don't want to give anyone any hope that I'm like, oh, it's going to be the perfect game. It took forever to make it. And it's fun. Like, it's come in here level-headed. Don't come in here with the mentality it's going to be the best game ever, or you're going to be disappointed. But if you already just kind of have like just realistic expectations for it, it might actually surprise you in a good way, and you may enjoy it more than you expected to. So, like, that's why I don't like overselling games, even if I love them. And but yeah, it is definitely a roller coaster because there are some parts where you're just in love with the game, and other parts where you're just like, this is just abysmal dog droppings. I don't want to play this anymore. So, but it's it's a ride. Yes, I beat it. I got the 100% on it and everything. I'm just not getting 100% of the achievements preset because of what you said. There's like the speed run, the Steel Soul, where it's the permadeath. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably not going to be doing those, at least not for Silksong, because as much as I like the game, I don't think I'm going to be dedicating that much time to it when I have other games I want to play. Though it did make me want to go back to the first Hollow Knight and attempt to Steel Soul that one. Because I feel like after having played Silksong, I can go back to the first Hollow Knight and kind of just dominate it. Because I did play Pantheon 5 after I got done with Silksong just to do a run, because I didn't want to end early, and I was just flying through all the bosses like nothing, and like just making it look like So that was one of the things where it's like, yeah, I could probably go back at some point. I may try to go for the Steel Soul permadeath achievement on the first Hollow Knight.
All right. So, and I did hear you also mention Carrion, which I really enjoyed that game. So that's
very short and sweet.
Yeah, it's a short, sweet. It's like a 6 to 8 hour completion. My biggest issue was, again, there was no map, so it was a little difficult to figure out where you needed to go. I did look up because someone made a map for it online. I used that to figure out where I needed to go, but I did enjoy that one. For anyone who hasn't played it, Carrion is, you basically play as this tentacle monster, and so you're the bad guy, and you're escaping containment, eating scientists, and getting new abilities. It's pretty fun. It's short and sweet, and it's I definitely recommend it. So. But yeah, as mentioned,
Wing is correcting me over here.
Wing is saying unplayable dog crap. No, I never said that. I never said it was a bad game. Just a lot of design.
No, he's talking about me.
Oh, okay. You're talking about you. Okay.
Because I said that about Silksong during one of my low points on it, and I was like, "This is unplayable dog crap."
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm just trying to keep it clean, but.
But yeah, so as I mentioned, I think your debut on, I don't remember which came first, whether you on Party Chat the first time or on Top 5 Metroidvanias Part 2, but
I think it might have been the Party Chat. I don't remember exactly, though.
I'll have to go back and look at the tape. I do have your list of Top 5 Metroidvanias up here, and you had Hollow Knight at number 2, so. But all right, well, awesome. That's a good list of games you had played recently. So what about you, Carl? What have you been playing?
For me, I haven't really been playing too many different games. Kind of been sticking to just Age of Mythology. I've been playing through the campaign on that one. I'm right now at the Nordic section of that game story, so I gotta be getting close towards the end. And then still kind of plugging away on Yakuza 5 and Pokemon Moon.
For the Age of Mythology, is this the first time playthrough, or are you just doing another playthrough?
It's the first time I played through it as an adult. The last time I played that was, when it probably originally came out on the PC back in the day, when I had the old physical disc drive to put the little disc in and play it.
Okay, so, because I know when Age of Mythology got announced like last year, you were excited about it, and it's not my genre, so I didn't know that was like it's a remake of like the older one.
Yeah, it's basically a more of a remaster, I would say. But
okay, I didn't know there was an old one. I thought it was a new game. So
no. World's Edge has been basically doing remasters of all the old Age of games from good old Ensemble days. Okay. And they've been doing a really good job. They did Age of Empires 4, and that was received pretty well. And then recently they just announced, I forget, the Japanese mythology campaign, which I don't know if that's new or old, because I know they had 2 expansions off the top of my head. One was based off of the Titans mythos, and the other one was based off of the Chinese mythology, which they did bring forward. But I don't remember if the Japanese was part of that one as well. So that's reason why I kind of decided to check it out, because they had a giant sale where you got all the DLC in the base game, and I was like, okay, I'll just buy this and just kind of play it from here,
Okay. And Yakuza 5, because I know basically nothing about this franchise except for what you've talked about on stream. But I do know that a lot of them have been like they were old games. They've been remastered. So is the one that you're playing is it a remaster of an old one, or is this one of the more recent ones?
Oh, it's a remaster. So they remastered 3, 4, and 5 and ported them to modern hardware.
What was the original 5 on?
PS3. It was a PS3 digital only game, actually.
Digital only. Ah, okay.
So like the only place that got the physical was Japan. But in my last video or weekly updates I did pick up the day one edition of the Yakuza Remastered collection. And as for the lulz, they give you an empty PS3 case for Yakuza 5. And I was like, oh, this is cool. But it's like that meme where it's like, wow, this is worthless.
Thanks, I hate it.
It's more than worthless, boy.
So, and then Pokemon
The Gravity
Sun
Falls.
and Moon, you said, or Moon specifically,
Yes,
right?
Moon.
What was, also another franchise I know very little about. Which platform was that one on? Was that a DS?
That was a 3DS only
3DS,
title.
okay.
Yeah, that was the second to last 3DS mainline Pokemon game. Because the last one was Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Which is
the remaster version, right?
Well, it's like a sequel remake kind of deal.
A Sequake or Sequake.
Yeah, Sequake.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
okay.
so basically like in this one, like it's not bad. Like they really have like done a lot of work comparatively speaking going through all these old Pokemon games. Like going from X and Y to this, there was a noticeable upgrade in a lot of quality of life and stuff like that. But Ultra Sun and Moon basically take that same concept, add more story, and kind of do a little more fun post-game stuff. And on top of that, too, I would say the reason why they get away with it is because for Sun and Moon, the whole theme is alternate dimensions. So they basically just said, like, hey, it's another dimension.
Okay. And which gen is Sun and Moon?
Sun and Moon is I'm terrible at these.
My
gens.
guess is 7.
It's close to it. Red, gold, emerald, platinum, black, white 2. 8th, like 8th or 7th, 8th or 7th.
I was close.
Because one of them might be like one of those doubles where, yeah.
Yeah, like black and white 2 and all that stuff. It all
Yeah,
depends.
that doesn't count as a new one.
So like the 7th or 8th gen, one of the two.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, for myself, the main thing that I have been working on recently is because a game that I am highly, highly, highly anticipating comes out a week from today, and I'm hoping to play it day one and stream it as well. That is Ninja Gaiden 4. So I've been making my way through the Ninja Gaiden games again. I did Ninja Gaiden Black earlier this year, right after I finished Dark Souls. But that's an original Xbox game and has no achievements. So I have the Master Ninja Collection, although that has the Ninja Gaiden Sigma versions, which I hadn't played yet. So I played through Ninja Gaiden Sigma for the first time, and it wasn't bad. I've heard that Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 is a terrible version of the original Ninja Gaiden 2. But I have not played Sigma 2, and I will be playing it at some point. But after I beat Sigma 1, I played through, and I just beat it last night, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And it's, like I said, I haven't played Sigma 2, but Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is based on Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, not on the original Ninja Gaiden 2. But it's kind of like a mix of Sigma 2 and the original, because from what I hear, Sigma 2, they cut out like, if not all of the gore, which makes up a huge component of the gameplay. And they added that all back in, and it's a Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is a really pretty game. Blood's flying everywhere, limbs coming off just like the original. But they added some of the elements of Sigma 2 in, where there are a couple levels where you play as alternate characters, and there's a couple of weapons that were changed from the original, and the placements of them are different than in the original. But I beat that last night. Oh, and that's the other thing is that I played through Ninja Gaiden 2 Black on Warrior, which is hard. Acolyte is the normal difficulty. Warrior is hard. Mentor is very hard. Then there's Master Ninja. So I played through on Warrior, which is hard mode. And on Warrior, it felt way too easy. I think I only died maybe about 10 times, and probably 5 of them were on like the second to last boss in the game. All the other ones, I died once to a couple of the bosses, and then I kicked their butt on the next try. But there's one boss, because there's like 4 main bosses in the game, and you fight them each twice. Although there's one boss that you fight like 4 times.
That's close.
So there's Alexei, Zidonius, Wolf, and Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, the second fight, which is like the second or third to last boss fight. So the second time you fight her, that one I died like 4 or 5 times because it's like I should have beat her on the first try, but when she gets low on health, she just like stops taking damage. So I don't know what the heck that was about. So that was a bit frustrating. But even so, I barely died at all on hard. And I've heard that Sigma 2 is way easier than the original one. So that's probably why it was so easy, because it was based on Sigma version, not the original one. When I originally played Ninja Gaiden 2 on Warrior when it first came out in like 2009 or whatever, that was quite difficult. So I felt like Warrior should have been like the normal difficulty. So I had to play through the game like 8 times for all the achievements, because there's the difficulty achievements don't stack. So I have to go back and beat it on the easier difficulty to get the Acolyte achievement. I'll have to beat it on Mentor to get the Mentor achievement, and then the Master Ninja difficulty in order to get the Master Ninja achievement. Then there's also after you beat the game, you unlock the chapter challenge mode where and there's an achievement for beating each difficulty. Also, they don't stack. And you have to get Master Ninja on each chapter, on each difficulty. So there's one achievement for beating the whole game, although it's 1 level at a time. So you can just keep doing the same level over and over again until you get Master Ninja rank. And it's based on like how good you do and how fast you get through it and how many kills you get. But you have to get Master Ninja rank on each level for Acolyte. And that's one achievement. And then do it again for Warrior, Mentor, and Master Ninja. So if you want to get all the achievements, you have to do it at least 8 times. So I do plan to
really love the game.
I do plan to get at least the Acolyte and Warrior achievements. I don't know if Mentor and Master Ninja. I've never beaten any of the Ninja Gaiden games on Master Ninja because they are incredibly difficult. But I do plan to play through this game a good number of times to get a few more of those achievements. It's on the back burner for now. It's something I'll get back to later because I'm trying to get through them all before Ninja Gaiden 4 comes out next week. So I started Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge last night. I beat the first level and a half. So that's priority number 1 right now because I want to be all ready for 4 when it comes out next week. And then the other thing that I started it a couple months ago, and then it was a retro game, so I deleted it off my profile because I'm like, I'm not ready to start it right now. So I actually got into it, and I'm about 4 levels in, and I also, just this weekend, I started playing through Zelda Oracle of Ages again. So that's my little retro game I'm playing right now on my Retroid is Zelda Oracle of Ages, because I was talking about this on Achievement Chasers last week because Carl and Canadian Dice Challenge, you get bonus points for multiple games in a franchise, and there's so many franchises that I was planning on getting through this year, and I've barely gotten through any of them. So I was like, I really need to pick it up. So Zelda is one of those ones that I can at least get through some more of these games before the end of the year. So
there's 1 million games in that one franchise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's how I feel with Pokemon.
So the other franchises that I'm trying to get through before the end of the year is Doom, Zelda, Mario. I'm doing Ninja Gaiden right now, and hold on here, I've got it on my spreadsheet. Mega Man and Donkey Kong. So, and I've made very little progress in all of those franchises, except for Donkey Kong. I've done Donkey Kong Countries 1, 2, and 3. Next up is Donkey Kong 64. That's the long one. So, I need to get through that, and then I'll be doing DKC Returns and Tropical Freeze for the first time because I've never actually played those games before. So I was hoping that by now Ryan would get here, so stalling for time. But
I'm just expecting him not to show up. That's my theory.
That could be. So, what's up? Lowest expectations here. He's one of the ones I was talking about earlier because he is a huge fan of Ender Lilies. So, Fred here was talking about Ender Lilies at the beginning of the streams, Lois. So, I know you're a big fan of that game and Ender Magnolia.
Yeah, just started it, so far it's looking pretty promising with what I've seen so far from it. There's just like one really, really annoying enemy, the mushroom that poofs up the little toxic cloud, so you can't get near him, and then he throws projectiles at you. So you're just like, dude, what? But other than that, I mean, it's looking very promising. So I'm pretty excited to make it through that game.
So, but good to see you, Lois. Says Sun and Moon are the worst games. Just say, I'm assuming he's talking about the worst Pokemon games. 7th gen is Sun and Moon. 8th is Sword and Shield. Also, hello there. Hello there, Lois. Good to see you.
I get them all confused sometimes when it gets to the more double digit towards.
Yeah. So, Mr. Cage was saying earlier he hasn't gotten to Yakuza 5 yet, but he's on 4. Yeah, those are lengthy games. So, I mean, Carl's been playing through them since like last year.
Well, it's just I keep getting distracted with all these new game releases. That's really what it is. And with Yakuza 4 and 5, it's constantly switching characters. So that's like my biggest gripe about it. It's just like I'd rather just stay consistent on one.
I had a similar. I was actually just thinking about it yesterday. It's very different type of game, but that was one of the things that really irked me about Infinity Blade 3 is you keep switching back and forth between characters. It's like if you had just had shared XP, so any XP you get applies to both characters, I would have been fine. But the fact that they each have their own individual XP, and then it's like, oh, I get leveled up with this character, but then I have to switch back to this one. They're weaker. Really was off-putting for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the same for Yakuza, but I get where you're coming from.
So like in Yakuza 4 and Yakuza 5, like in Yakuza 4 you switch between 4 characters, in Yakuza 5 it feels like you switch between 17.
Wow.
It's like they were. How can I say this? The story is still good. It's very well written. Like it still has all the charm, but the problem for me is like I am just kind of getting burnt out of switching between characters and doing all this stuff and learning a new combat system, and then you can get lost in hours of side content and stuff like that. It's just like, no. Let's just the old formula, keep it simple, stupid. You know, like I think they could have just cut out like 17 of these characters and made them like side characters that you run into to progress the plot more than me having to devote like, extra 10 hours to each of these characters.
Yep, totally get it. So, Mr. Cage says, I think there's a bit of a typo. Says, "What it true Rachel is the best." I think he's talking about Rachel Ninja Gaiden because she is
he's
great.
Just speaking jive. It is what it is. You see.
But when we did,
he loses when he's thinking about some of the physics in the game. He kind of gets distracted as he's typing and
it's gooning.
Understandable because the previous one, Bounce Moves. Yeah, she's got a nice rack. So when we did top 5 gaming waifus, Rachel was my number 3. So
there you go.
But yeah, Rachel is definitely a good. Is there to be easy on the eyes. So Ando says difficulty not stacking. Yeah, non-stacking difficulty achievements are trash. Says ran into that with Hi-Fi Rush. I know Carl was a big fan of Hi-Fi Rush.
Yes, I am.
So Lois says he still hasn't played Magnolia. Okay, I know he's a big fan of Ender Lilies. I thought he played Magnolia as well. I guess it was just that he was looking forward to it and he hasn't gotten around to it yet. So Gen 10 Pokemon coming up soon based on leaks and such. So, and Yakuza 5 got 5 characters, but it paced really weird. Hiraka's chapter where you got Akiyama and her, you switch back and forth with alone was tedious.
Neo can't say the foreign names. You know this.
I haven't played any of these games, so I'm just going off what I think they are based on this text. So I haven't heard them spoken before. But
Haruka.
Okay. I think I got the other one right. Akiyama. I
don't
get
know.
that one right. So. All right. Well, with that, we will go ahead and get on into our topics for tonight. Because Ryan is still not here. So with that, as you probably all know, I always like to offer the guest the chance to suggest a topic for the discussion. And so I forget exactly what he suggested, but I made a slight tweak to it. So it wasn't exactly what he suggested, but it was close enough. So First thing we're talking about tonight is what is the most recent game you've 100%ed? So that could be taken two ways. Like, what is the newest game that you've 100%ed? I meant it more so in regardless of when it came out. What was the most recent game that you got 100% of the achievements in? So
yeah,
that's how I took it when I wrote that. Yeah,
you could take it either way. But yeah, so since this was kind of your question, Shred, what was the most recent game that you 100%ed?
So the most recent game was actually Carrion. It was also one of the most recent games I played, period. And I was already so close to the 100% that I beat the game because I didn't realize that the game was about to end. So after the credits and everything, I just went back, continued, and went back to keep exploring the rest of what I hadn't found yet to get the 100%, and then ended the game again. I'm just like, okay, there we go. And then I double checked the Steam achievements, but that was a very short and sweet one, which is why I was like, I just kind of not much to say about that one because like I said, it's pretty short and sweet, and like it doesn't have a bunch of like super hidden stuff. You can get it without any guide or anything. And what you were talking about earlier with the map, like how it doesn't have a map, I found that to be a little bit annoying because I'm used to having the map as I played Metroidvania. So, but I kind of just started exploring, winged it, and just ran into the rooms that I needed to go into. So that didn't take very long. It was probably like 2 streams of playing, and I was able to beat that. But yeah, before that,
with the exception of the story, just the achievements for getting through the story, there's only like 2 or 3 achievements that you could miss, and it's for gaining. Basically, they're cumulative, and the one that you might miss, and it was the one that I missed the first time I went through it, is just gaining access to all 9 containment units. So that's probably what you missed as well. And
exactly, because I beat the game because I was already I already had the goal of going back to getting all 9 of them. The thing is that the one room that I entered, I didn't realize that was taking me to the end game. Like I didn't realize, so I was like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, because like I think
also have some good Easter eggs. Like the last achievement I got, the achievement description. I don't know what it's. Oh, it's the beat the game achievement. Essentially, it's the description is "Carry on, my wayward son." And there's an achievement.
It was a funny thing because I was mispronouncing Carrion. I guess I didn't know. Like I said, carry on. I don't know. And then JT just pops in the chat going, "Carry on, my wayward son." I'm like, oh.
Another achievement.
You had to throw that joke in there too.
Another achievement for those who are fans of Lost is 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
That I have no idea what that goes right over my head.
Yeah, if you watched Lost, you'd recognize that. That was the important numbers from the show. So a lot of the achievements have some interesting Easter eggs as well. So
and I was gonna bring up because when you were saying that you didn't remember what the thing was. Because originally when I was trying to suggest I didn't know what topics to present, I was just kind of throwing stuff out there, and it was like, well, I guess I could talk about these games because they're the most recent ones that I 100%ed, and you're like, oh, we can make that be it. So because I was talking about Silk Song and Expedition 33 because those were like the most recent games that I played, but then Carry On just kind of snuck in between. So that is technically the last game I 100%ed. But before that, it was Silk Song, and before that was Expedition 33. And Expedition 33's challenge was the fact that it kept crashing on me because of Unreal Engine 5. And so I did eventually figure it out. It was something where I had to load up BIOS and turn off the AI overclocking thing. And it stopped crashing. So, and then I was able to dedicate more time to 100% that. So I guess I named 3 games that I 100%.
That's all right.
I went in that order.
I've got a couple of ones because a couple of them are kind of like if you carry on, it's like you're playing these really long games. Got a nice little as I call them palate cleanser games, kind of in between a little short one to kind of break it up.
Right.
So carrying was that for you because I'm assuming Expedition 33. If you 100% of that, what is that like a 60 to 80 hour completion?
I don't remember. It was probably around there. I don't remember exactly how long it was because the number on Steam will always lie. When it comes to me, because I tend to leave games just on in the background while I'm doing things on OBS, or like I just leave them there while I go do something else. So it'll come up a little inflated, but yeah, I did have to basically play it twice because there was something I missed because I wanted to get all the achievements too on Steam. The thing is that because like towards the very end game, my build was so incredibly unfathomably broken that I was able to just restart New Game Plus and just fly through everything just to get. So it didn't feel that terrible to go through it again to get the achievement that I that I missed. So that was fine. I was
Okay.
just powerful enough to fly through it. And then the challenge in Silksong was really just the difficulty of it. But
how long to beat
actual-
has Claire has Expedition 33 at 66 hours for a completion. So I'm trying to pull up yours right now. Let's see here. I'm not seeing it in your all games list. You played it on Steam, right?
Yeah.
Am I spelling it wrong?
No.
I don't
Probably
know why it's
like
not
400 hours.
But yeah, all right.
I can find it. What the hell?
Yeah, I've got you pulled up on Steam. I'm looking at your all games list, and I'm typing Expedition. Unless it's wait, let me try Claire. Nope, I'm not getting it. Weird.
Oh, you know what? It might be because I was playing it off of Carl's library.
You can call me Adam. It's fine.
No, you are now Carl. You have now like absorbed Carl's DNA.
Yeah, I guess.
I was calling.
We're going back. I'm gonna call you Carl in real life now too.
Please don't.
Okay, it says playtime. It says 144 hours.
But yeah, not all of that was.
I did not play 144 hours.
I had a game just recently, within the last few months, did that. I don't know why, but yeah, it like thought I think it was Monster Sanctuary. Because I had played through the Xbox version a couple years ago, but I just played the Windows version a couple months ago. And for some reason, a couple of Windows games have done this where after I'm done playing it, it still counts it as I'm playing it. So it says I played like 140 hours when I beat it in like 40 hours. There was another
medicine addict.
like, I don't know what the heck is wrong with the time tracking on some of these Windows games, but yeah. So, okay. So it was Expedition, Carrion, and there was a third game that you mentioned.
Silksong.
Silksong. Okay, you got the 100% like of in the game, but not
right. Not the achievements. Yeah, no, because the achievements like that would include the Steel Soul permadeath run, and I'm not doing that anytime soon.
I saw someone on the Metroidvania Reddit last week said, I got 100% in Silksong, and they showed their achievements. They had like 45 out of 56. I'm like, you don't have all the achievements. You don't have 100%. Like, I got 100% of the collectibles and stuff. It's like,
and
I get where you're coming from.
That drives me nuts. And the same is true for the first Hollow Knight. Is that you don't know which things will count towards your percentage completion. Because some of them are very difficult to do, and they just don't count at all. And then there are some that you wouldn't think would matter, and they're important, and they count towards your percentage. So first Hollow Knight, obviously being at 112%. Now in its defense, it did have DLC later on, so that probably... But like you can complete Pantheon 5. It's not going to add a percentage. Or if you do each of the Pantheons with all bindings at once, that's not going to give you anything extra. Although it does show the little icons on the door, and they'll glow to indicate that you did them all at once and not one at a time. So like it does acknowledge that you did the challenge, but it doesn't add to your, like it doesn't give you an achievement, and it doesn't give you a percentage to your completion. That's just there for you to brag about. Take a screenshot and put it as your banner or something.
Yeah, doing the Pantheons on super hard mode because they're not, hard enough to begin with.
Right. Because what I did do was the Hall of Gods, where I got almost everything on Radiant, which means that enemies, like you cannot get hit. You have to do it in
one hit. And then you die.
And then, but on top of that, the enemies also have the Ascended Arena and the Ascended HP. Mm-hmm. So that actually makes each individual boss fight more difficult than how they would be if you fought them on Pantheon 5. So they're easier on Pantheon 5 than if you individually than if you fight them in Radiant. So the only two that I'm missing are Radiant Markoth and Radiant Absolute Radiance. Those are the two that I'm missing.
Okay.
Got everything else under my belt.
Because I talked about it on Party Chat back when I did play through Hollow Knight. I think I beat it around March or May. It was in the springtime of this year when I finally got my way through it. And I talked about it because one of the hardest bosses I've ever beaten in my entire life was Pure Vessel. So in my opinion, the hardest boss in the game, one of the hardest bosses I've ever fought. So you did that on Radiant without getting hit?
Yes.
Dear God.
The thing about, and this is what these are my go-to examples whenever I'm getting pissed off at a boss design, is that in how like the most difficult but fair boss designs from what I've seen so far myself are Nightmare King Grim and Pure Vessel. Like those are like the most difficult but fair, because once you get those down, like you got them. And you have to learn them so that you can beat Pantheon 5, because you have to survive Nightmare King Grim, Pure Vessel, and then fight Absolute Radiance. Okay. Absolute Radiance is more difficult, but it's also unfair because it has more RNG involved, and you could just get catastrophically unlucky and lose a perfect run.
Okay, because I heard a lot of people complain about Absolute Radiance. I was like, that must be the more advanced version, because like I when I beat him at the end of the game, I was like, I beat him on like my second try. It was like no big deal. But I haven't played the like more difficult version of it, so that would make sense.
Oh, it is significantly more difficult. It's wild.
Okay,
like I actually do have the video that I took the highlight of when I was beating it live of the last 3 fights, the big 3, Nightmare King Grim, Pure Vessel, and Absolute Radiance. So that was it shows my first victory in Pantheon 5 there where I beat it live, and I was like,
I'll definitely have to go back and watch that.
So, yeah, I was at 1 health. I was at 1 health when I landed the killing blow. I'm just like,
That's awesome. I had a very similar on-stream experience earlier this year when I beat Metroid Prime 2 on hard. I beat the Emperor Ing with 1 HP left, and I had 0 ammo left. So if the fight had gone on like a second longer, I would have died. But I finished him off. It was pretty epic.
Even just a randomly backstepping into Phazon on the walls would have just done it. Like,
but yeah, so the tough but fair, I felt like Nightmare King Grim, I would agree with you. I did work on him and I got really close to beating him, but I was like, I'll come back to this later. And I accidentally screwed it up where I couldn't come back to him because there's 2 different, it's like 1 quest and there's 2 different outcomes. I was like,
yep.
I'm going to go the other route and then I'm going to reload my save and go the other route so I can get both of them in one run. And the game screwed me over and overwrote my save file, so I couldn't revert to my older one. So I had to go through a whole nother playthrough in order to fight Nightmare King Grim again. But I did feel that was pretty fair.
Yeah, the other way that you can do that without having to make another save file is just fight and beat him in the Pantheon. Like, he'll still be there.
Right, but I don't think I get the achievement for doing it that way. I think the achievement.
Oh, really?
I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure you only get the achievement for beating him for doing it in the quest and not the Pantheon.
Yeah, that I'm not exactly sure then.
But the Pure Vessel fight, I felt that wasn't fair because there was one attack he does this over and over and over again, and I would dodge it like every single time, but it was complete RNG on whether I'd actually dodge it or I'd get hit by it and take damage. Like, I did the exact same thing every time, and sometimes I would dodge it and sometimes I wouldn't. So that's why this fight
about the fan of spikes when he shoots out the daggers, or which one?
No,
which one are you thinking?
Like I said, this is like 6 months ago, but I remember it being like the only way it was like a blast he does, like it just shoots across the middle of the screen and you have to dash through it. And literally, I did do this fight like 400 times in order to beat it. And I just hope I got lucky and actually not get hit by it, because sometimes I get hit, sometimes I wouldn't. It was completely arbitrary, it seemed like. And that's why it felt so unfair. It's like, if it wasn't for that one attack, he would have been way more doable.
Yeah, because that one was like, I actually did have to recalibrate my gameplay because of him, and that was because I was using the shadow dash, where the sharp shadow. There we go, where it gives you a longer dash and your dash deals damage. But what I ended up doing was I took that off, and like what I did was I just gave myself the ones that give me more length on the nail on the attack. So I was able to more consistently jump over and pogo, and a lot of the times it would actually even just straight up parry the attacks. And I was able to learn to do that consistently, but I did have to recalibrate there, because when I was fighting him, I was trying to dash through the attacks, trying to use the iframes, and that ended up just kind of proving ineffective because of the exact same thing that you were describing, where sometimes it would work, sometimes it just wouldn't. But when I switched over to like hopping over him and doing the down strike to pogo, that like was like pretty much guaranteed dodge if I like timed it right. So I had to like train myself to stop trying to dash through him. That was a thing that I really had to like discipline myself. Like, don't dash through him, stop it. Like, jump. And eventually I got it down, and I was able to do it consistently enough to where Yeah.
All right, if I ever get back to it, I'll have to try that as well. So Lois says the Shadow Dash has a cooldown.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. The speed at which the pure vessel attacks is like right in sync with the cooldown of the shadow dash. So if you shadow dash previously just a little bit too late, the next attack will not have the shadow dash ready to not get hit. So
That's
like
probably
the
what it was.
Yeah, it's the speed of his attacks are just like slightly faster than the cooldown on the dash.
Yeah, because like,
So
how
you
are
can
you
dash
supposed
through
to
him,
do this
but
with
the
how
shield is
fast
not
he's
yet.
attacking? You have to dash.
Yeah,
So-
he's a very fast fight.
So, but okay. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see here. So yeah. So for me, nothing too big. The last few games that I 100%ed, the most recent one was the Brothers Tale of Two Sons. I'd done the original one way back when it came out on Xbox Live Arcade, and it's a great game. So I played it again when it was re-released on Xbox One, and then they did a third one called the Brothers Tale of Two Sons remake, and it did get a lot of flack, but it looks really pretty, and I had no problem playing through it again because it had been a very long time since I played it. So that's the most recent one I 100%ed, and I enjoyed playing through it again because it's a great game. And you know, even though I've done it 3 times, they were each separated by probably by like 5 or 6 years, so a good amount of breathing time between each one. So the one thing that was annoying with that was the last fight against the spider at the end was a pain because the hitting it when with the younger brother when he's trapped inside like the ball of spider web, and you have to roll around the arena, and it seems to be like RNG on whether you actually stun her. So that was really annoying because you have to do it really quick, and it's the controls are really not janky, but really imprecise since you can't just walk. You're in a ball, so you're rolling. So if you miss, you have to kind of like, you know, readjust and come around for another attack and hope you don't miss again if you don't do it fast enough and you run out of time, and then you have to start over, and every single time there's an unskippable like 2-minute cutscene.
I hate that so much in games. Like it's like rubbing salt in the wound that the boss just killed you. It's just making you sit through that. It's like there's like the walk of shame, and then there's like the sitting through the cutscene of shame.
And this is the second time the game has been remastered. It's like this is it came out like last year or something, a year or two ago. It's like it's 2023 or whenever the remake came out. Why is there such thing as unskippable cutscenes, especially when they're right before a boss fight that you have to do a bunch of times? So that was, the game itself was good, but that was really pissing me off because what I found out is the only way to do it consistently is you have to lead her as far away from the other side of the arena as possible so that you have enough momentum to hit her, because if she's too close, no matter how many times you hit her, it won't stun her. So you have to get her on the other side so you have enough like lead room to actually hit the momentum. And so once I figured that out, I beat it like the very next try. But I was like, how the heck are you supposed to stun her? She won't stun. And then you have to go through this freaking cutscene over and over again. So that was really annoying. But that's the most recent game I 100%ed. Another game that I recently 100%ed like a week or so ago was Duke 3D 20th anniversary, but I didn't even count that towards our challenge because it's one of those games where you can basically like jump around in the game and get the achievements without actually playing through the full game. So I did get all the achievements, but because it's only got like if you were to play through it like legitimately, it'd probably be not a terribly long game, but it would be a lot longer than the 1 to 2 hour completion that it says to get all the achievements, because you can just like jump around to the specific levels you need to get all the achievements. So I didn't count that in our challenge because I didn't actually play the game, but I did get all the achievements in that one. So the other game that I did just recently play and got 100%, and that's because it's leaving Game Pass as of tomorrow. And this game I've heard good things about it. So I was looking forward to playing it, but I did not expect to kind of be blown away by it as much as I did. And it's a pretty short game. It's like a 4 to 5 hour completion. I think it took me about 6 hours. It's a isometric puzzle game, and it was fantastic. And that's Cocoon. So have you ever played Cocoon, or do you even know of Cocoon?
No, I think you posted it on Adam's server, right? That's one of the games that you completed.
Yeah.
Because okay, that's the only time I've seen it. Because I think you actually, I just saw your post about it in there, and I was like, oh, okay, that looks interesting. And I made a mental note, but I'm curious about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually really fun, man. You should check it out. Yeah, well, yeah, I talked about it prior I think with you even.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, but I said it was one of my more
Wasn't
favorite
listening.
indie games I played last year.
Yeah, so Cocoon's a awesome puzzle. I love puzzle games, and this one was like one of the. I was talking about it on. What stream was it? I forget what stream I was talking about it on, but I was talking about it just within the last week or so, and it was one of the best like mind f puzzle games in the best way. Because I described it as if you like puzzle games and you like the movie Inception, you'll probably really like this game because there's a lot of like multiple dimensions in this game where you have to like stack one dimension on top of another in order for to solve some of these puzzles, and it gets really nuts. But it
kind of like this already.
Really good game. So basically how the game plays, and it was also, I almost threw it in for tonight's party chat, but I was like, I'll save it for another one. But it did give me an inspiration for a future topic for party chat because there's no spoken dialogue, there's no text dialogue, there's nothing. It's just you start playing the game and you just play through it and figure everything out yourself. Gave me the inspiration for a question of what's your favorite game with zero dialogue. And so that was inspired by Cocoon.
Okay.
About that on party chat, but no dialogue. So you just start out and you're figuring out these puzzles, and you get to the end of like the first world or whatever, and then all of a sudden you get like taken out of it, and the whole world you were in is this like little orb you were in, and now you're inside of another world. Once you get to the end of that one, you get kind of warped out of it, and now you have like two worlds, and you can kind of go back and forth between them. And as you go through the game, you go back into some of these worlds and you complete like the second half of the world.
Yeah.
And for each time you complete the second half of the world, it gives the orb that world was in a new ability. So like the white orb has like a laser, not like a laser, but a little shoot that you use to hit certain buttons. There's the orange orb, which materializes invisible platforms. There's the purple orb, which you use it to teleport in one boss fight, but that was the only time you used it to teleport. I forget what its other main ability was. And then there was the green orb, but allows you to manipulate elevators. And so you have to go back and forth in and out of all these worlds, and sometimes put worlds inside of other worlds and stuff in order to solve these puzzles. And it was great. So I highly recommend Cocoon. It's leaving Game Pass in another day or two for the few people that may still have Game Pass. But yeah, it's a short little game, and it was just really good. So if it goes on sale, I highly recommend it if you like puzzle games.
I'll probably add it to the wish list then. I know you just reminded me of that meme of like, yo, dog, I heard you like putting things into things, so I got you this game so you can put the world into the other world.
That is a perfect meme. Yo, dog, I heard you like putting worlds inside of other worlds. So, no, it says, I heard of Cocoon. I remember it winning Indie Game of the Year a while back. Yeah, I remember hearing a lot of good things about it, but I didn't really know anything about it. But I played through it because it's leaving Game Pass, and I really enjoyed it. So
yeah, it's a very fun game. It usually goes on sale a lot. It also has it's on everything too. So
yeah, I would assume so. Where's my mouse? Let's see here. Cocoon.
I own it physically for PlayStation 5 too.
Okay. I obviously I played it on Xbox, so that's my platform of choice. And it is full price is $25, but it's gone on sale for as low as 50% off for $12.50. At least on Xbox. I'm sure you could probably get it cheaper on Steam.
I think they're all about the same sale when it goes on sale.
So
I'll add it to the wish list either way. That does sound kind of fun. Like, yeah, you said it's like a short and sweet type of game too, right?
Yeah, very short.
Saturday morning stream.
Yeah. So that's the most recent game that I 100%ed that like I haven't really talked about a whole lot, and I really wanted to mention because it was really good. So, what about you, Carl? What have you 100%ed lately?
Last game I 100%ed was Assassin's Creed Origins.
I thought that was going to be the case.
Yeah, that was the last game I got the Platinum Trophy for, plus all the side quest DLCs that you have to do and everything else like that. So
that is the next Assassin's Creed game that I have to play, because I've played all of them, and I've 100%ed all of them through Syndicate, except Syndicate. I still have like 2 or 3 achievements on it because I got screwed on some achievements didn't pop when they were supposed to, so I have to do another playthrough. So I have beaten everything. I just am missing a couple achievements. But the next one that I have to play is Origins. I've played about 10 hours or so, and I've liked it but I haven't put a whole lot of time into it. So, Carl, have you played all of the Assassin's Creeds up to Origins?
No, I kind of just did a little bit of the new trilogy, as they like to call it, you know, where you started off with the Assassin's Creed games that are not technically part of the original mainline storyline.
Yeah, the soft reboot when they turned into RPGs.
Yeah, and I really liked Origins a lot. Bayek is my favorite character of all the Assassins.
I do remember you saying that.
You know, and like I said, I'm a history guy, so it's just kind of nice to live around that whole like Mark Antony and Cleopatra and all that stuff like that, you know. So
the little bit I played, it's a pretty game. Like the world is really good. Oh, that's one of the cool things about Origins is I think that was the game they introduced, like this kind of like history mode where you kind of just walk around and it gives you history about what happened in like everyday life of the Egyptians. And like because I went through and I did like a whole section on like the embalming and stuff and like the whole death process that they did. And there's like tons of them. It's like full of really interesting historical stuff. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I was going to get to that, but you kind of got to me first. There you go.
Sorry to steal your thunder.
Ninja'd.
Well, I never know with Neo. He just kind of comes out of nowhere.
So, yeah, sorry to steal your thunder. If there was anything you wanted to touch on that aspect.
No, like they did add that mode to I think a lot of the games. I don't think they did for Odyssey, but I know that they did it for the Viking one, and I think they plan on doing it for the Japanese one too.
Because in Origins, it's actually like it was like a title update or something. They built it into the game.
Yes.
For Valhalla, it's actually its own standalone game called Viking Discovery Tour.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that one. I have not yet played it, but that'll be interesting to get through at some point as well.
I mean, it's like I said, they do a lot of really cool stuff with it. The DLCs. The first one, I can't remember the name off the top of my
Pharaoh's
head.
Curse?
No, that's the second one.
Second one.
I think it's like the Hidden Blades or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or that might be an Odyssey one. I don't know. Let me double check.
Odyssey has a ton of DLC.
I got it right
DLC, here. Okay, you got it. Oh, Discovery Discovery Tour, then Curse of the Pharaohs.
Curse of the Pharaohs is the second one.
Yeah, Discovery Tour was the first one, Curse of the Pharaohs, and then the Hidden Ones was the last one.
The Hidden Ones was the first one.
Oh, what the heck? They have them listed out of order. That's really weird.
The Hidden Ones was the first one, and then the Curse of the Pharaoh, and then the Tour was the last one.
Oh, they have them in order of newest to oldest. I thought it was oldest to newest, so.
Yeah, so like basically the Hidden Ones basically takes place, I think, 2 years after the end of the main story. And it basically continues on with how the Order expanded. And then the Curse of the Pharaohs is just pure fun, where you go back and you fight all the dead pharaohs.
Okay.
Because you got to stop a mummy's curse and stuff like that. This is where like the kind of add the more fanciful tie-ins. Also, they have a crossover of Final Fantasy 15 with this game, which I thought was interesting.
What? How so?
So basically, you have to do a small like sundial puzzle. But if you do the sundial puzzle, they give you a chocobo camel and a special weapon set.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was riding around ancient Egypt on my chocobo camel, and I was just having a grand old time.
That's great.
Yeah, it gave me a lot of more appreciation, I guess, for this game. The best way to describe all of Ubisoft games are just checklist podcast kind of games, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Far Cry fits that criteria more because I don't really care about the stories too much in Far Cry. But I do tend to listen to Assassin's Creed stories a lot more. And like I said, I just like the time period because this wasn't like ancient Egypt with Ramses the Great and everyone fighting the like sea peoples and stuff. This was, well past its prime, the Ptolemaic Empire of Egypt,
For those who are not historically inclined, what's the time gap between those two eras you were just talking about?
So this era is actually the first big Roman civil war between Julius Caesar and Pompey the Great.
And about when was that?
Oh, just a couple hundred years before the birth of Christ.
Okay.
Or like 100 years before the birth of Christ, because this was like before Rome became an empire. So this was before Caesar's assassination. And this is like the crescendo before Caesar kind of became like the big dog in Rome. So it follows that infamous storyline. If anyone knows anything about history, it follows the storyline of Cleopatra getting Caesar's favor. So like they hit a lot of like the big story beats. Like she meets Caesar by being smuggled into a giant rug, and they put that in the game and stuff like that. And they basically go over the founding of the Assassin's Order because you know, the character Bayek, he's a Magi. And during this point in time, the Magi are basically just non-existent because they got replaced by Greek people.
And yeah, I like I said, I've started the game, played a little bit, but what exactly is a Magi?
They were Pharaoh's guardians, the best way to put it.
Okay.
And because, well, more history on that, the Ptolemies, they're actually descendants of one of Alexander the Great's best generals called Ptolemy.
Oh, okay.
So the people who are ruling the part of Egypt right now weren't Egyptians, they were Greeks.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of history behind it, but it just does a lot of fun stuff with it, where they have like the interaction of like the native Egyptians getting pissed off by the Greeks who have been there for, you know, about like, you know, decades now. So you got all this like infighting stuff, and then the Romans are coming in, and then you got to fight giant elephants and stuff like that to get your achievements that you're chasing down too. And some of them are hard, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. So I know you. Is this the oldest Assassin's Creed that you played, or have you played any of the older ones?
I played a little bit of the first Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
But I never really liked it because I'm not huge into like the stealth mechanics. I've tried playing it again recently, and let me tell you something. It's time for a remake. Let's just get that over with. Upgrade those quality of life controls. I am so tired of Altair climbing up something and then randomly going like, I'm gonna kill myself now.
Yeah.
Just like Will.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna parkour and then let's jump for no reason. Woo!
Yep, I remember those days.
I had the opposite problem playing Zelda. It's like, let me jump on the wall for no reason while somebody's chasing me, trying to kill me.
Yeah, I was about to have an aneurysm because, you know, it was like the first scene where you're trying to like hit the Crusaders or the Templars, I'm sorry, with all those like big logs. It's like right at the beginning of the game. And I failed that 3 times because Altair is like, I am bored, let's die.
Yeah, the first one is the only one that hasn't gotten some sort of re-release. All the other ones that were on 360 have gotten like an Xbox One, PS4 version.
Yeah, exactly. And the Ezio collection goes on sale quite a lot. I think it's still a pretty decent seller for them.
Yeah, and that's a good. Well, no, other than Black Flag, that's usually what, you know, the other runner-up for everyone's favorite Assassin's Creed or one of the Ezio games.
Yeah, no. So like I've been contemplating just playing through that one, and then I was just like, you know, I got the Ezio collection on PS4. I could just skip it and just go like, yeah, Altair's in that game. I'll learn from him in that one.
But yeah, Demi's like Ezio, exactly. So
he has a really cool statue at this mall near me. There's like a $1,000 Ezio statue.
Oh, I thought you meant like a life-size one in the middle of the mall. Like, that's awesome.
It was cool. But yeah, they have had some really cool Assassin's Creed statues. But they have a really cool Bayek one. I think that came with the collector's edition. And then there's also like a secondary, like one of those like gaming heads, but like the Prime Studio one, I think. And they have like this really cool like $1,500 Ezio statue that I go, man, if only.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the most recent one. I mean, there's probably some other ones out there. Like I think Costume Quest, technically, I didn't get the DLC 100%, but I did 100% the regular game.
The base game. Okay.
Yeah, earlier this year. But Costume Quest is like so short and easy to do. It's like, it's whatever. It's charming. I like it. I got to play the DLC. I have the second one ready to go.
Yeah, I've only played the second one. And I was like, yeah, play the first one. It's better. I'm like, no. It's short. You know, turn-based combat is just not really my thing.
It's fun. I'll say that. It's fun. It's good
Very
double
hit or miss for
fine.
me.
All right. I'll go ahead and move on to our next topic. And so this one, we actually have a visual aid for this one. So let's see here. Did I
already know. As soon as you said visual aid, I'm like, oh yeah, there we go.
So I always like to mention where the idea for the topic came from, and I just saw something. I think I saw someone ask this question on Twitter. Normally, I write down their name so I can give them credit when I talk about it on Party Chat. I did not write down the name, so I have no idea who it was, but I'm pretty sure I saw this either on Twitter. It might have been Reddit. I don't remember. It was probably Reddit, on the gaming Reddit, because I wouldn't have, that's where I probably wouldn't have written anyone's name down. But if it was on Twitter, I probably would have written their name down. But so I saw this on some online place somewhere, and they said, what series is this for you? And it's the 3-headed derpy dragon meme. So I was like, that's a great topic for Party Chat. What series is this for you, where two of the games are fantastic, and then not necessarily, doesn't have to be numbers 1, 2, and 3, but like multiple games in a series where you got some really good ones, and then one that kind of capped it off was just like terrible. So I was like, that is a perfect question for Party Chat. So shout out to whoever that was that I saw ask this. Is the derpy dragon meme. So curious from you guys, what series is this for you? So Carl, what about you?
Easily Fable.
Fable. Okay.
Yeah, Fable 3 is trash.
So I've only played Fable 2. I haven't played 1 or 3, but I've heard a lot of bad things about 3. What is it about 3 that is so bad?
It's just bad. It's hard to describe this without you having to be there, but basically Fable 1, great game, fun, great humor, everything else like that. Timeless classic. Is it amazing? Does it still hold up? It was better back in the day, but it's fine. It's like still good now. But Fable 2 was more so like, it was a fun game with cool concepts, but it had like a really disappointing ending. I would say very anticlimactic, to be honest with you. And then Fable 3 comes out, and you have like Peter Molyneux going out there, and he's like hyping you up, and he's like, oh yeah, bro, you're gonna get this weapon that evolves with you and everything else. And you play the game, and you're like, oh man, I have a die that my friend doesn't have, so we can't play online together because we don't have the same die. Or
like a color die?
Yes, I'm not even joking about that.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my god, that is insane.
So, the story is like meh. It's got it takes place more in in the Industrial Revolution full-on settings more than anything else. Some of the side quests are not interesting at all. Sorry. The story just doesn't really go anywhere. And it's kind of just the same thing at the end of Fable 2. The ending is so anticlimactic, and it just doesn't make any sense. It has a really fun collector's edition, but at the end of the day, I still feel like this would be one of the top 5 games I feel scammed on. Would definitely be one of those games for sure.
Okay. Yeah, and if you want to hear Carl and was it JM or JT?
Cream.
Oh, it was Cream?
Yeah, we did the Peter Molyneux episode.
Yeah, you guys did. Was that Legacy Loading?
Yes, that was Legacy Loading. That is by far one of the funniest episodes ever, because Peter Molyneux does not hide that he's always just been a slimy con artist, going back to the days of him being a child and scamming his own family.
So yeah, Carl and Cream NATO did the Legacy Loading all about Peter Molyneux. So I'll put the link to that in the stream description.
Everyone should watch that one.
Everyone should watch it. It was fun.
It was great, and you just find out more and more that he really just is a scumbag. That's the best way to say it. He's bragging about how he lied and cheated and stealed, and it's just wow, he didn't even hide it ever.
Oh,
because that theme song now too.
It was Eddie Guerrero's theme song, "Come to Life."
While we're on the topic, because I remember I was in my car listening to that while you were doing that episode live.
Yeah.
And I put it in chat. I was asking you if you knew about Peter Molyneux's I forget what it's called, but this cube game. and I sent you the link to it afterwards. Did you ever check that out?
Oh, I did, but I forgot about it until just now.
Okay. Because, yeah, that was another thing that you guys didn't talk about, but I just talked about this on another streamer. Maybe it was someone I was talking to in real life. But, yeah, it was the next big brain idea from Peter Molyneux was going to be this, like, game that everyone, like, all the people across the world are playing, and it's like this giant cube, and everyone's, like, tapping it to get it smaller and smaller and smaller. And the more people played it, the faster it would go. And whoever got to the center of this cube, like, would have this, like, win like this life-changing experience, and none of it actually panned out. What it turned out to be was like the guy who won was going to get to be an NPC in his next game, and he was supposed to get some like royalties from the game, which never panned out. And
sounds like Peter Molyneux.
There's some great documentaries on YouTube about just this thing in alone. So if anyone wants to know more about that, go look up Peter Molyneux Cube game, and you'll find some great documentaries about how much of a scam that was too.
You just find out everything about Peter Molyneux, and you just find out that the whole guy has just been like the video game version of a Ponzi scheme, I feel like.
Yep.
I mean, look, he's gotten lucky. I'm not going to lie. He has hits. There's no denying that. I mean, he managed to make some good things out of all the turds he's produced. But there was like a show on G4 back in the day. It was called Trailers. And I'm trying to find it on YouTube one day to like watch an old episode of it. But there was a specific trailer that had Peter Molyneux pitching his next game. I think it was called like Mankind or Humankind, where you play as a caveman and like you go around and you like have to make like a cave village and stuff like that. It was like Far Cry Primal, but like it was supposed to be like more in depth. And I just remember him talking about it. And it's like you see Peter Molyneux with his like, British, I am an adult, but I look like a child charm. And he's talking about this game in this trailer. It's like, you could play as caveman, and then you build a village. And he's like got that like weird, creepy pedophile kind of like energy when he's trying to explain this, And I just remember this as a child watching this, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And now that I'm an adult, I'll be like, yeah, that still sounds cool if someone else did it, And that's kind of like, I think, why I like Far Cry.
Someone who didn't sound like that.
Another one. Remember Project Milo?
Oh, yeah, we watched that. We watched that on this thing, too. It's like the most scripted, obvious thing here. Yep. You can talk to the AI. It's so great. Little did he know he was like 10 years ahead of time. He could have actually made Milo and been another scam. He shot his load too early.
Yep. So yeah, I'll drop the link to that stream in the chat or in the stream description later if anyone wants to check it out, because that was a good stream. So
yeah, Fable 3 for sure though. Like I said, he was like hyping up this thing, like I said, about like your weapon. It's like, oh, if you're so good, your weapon changes and morphs with you, and then you just discard it after like 3 levels because you'll always find something better. And there's no point in carrying around this like special angelic or demonic weapon. It's all fluff. It's like, why did you put that in there, Peter? Could you explain that? Why'd you make such a big deal about this? It's just like Fable 3, like I said, it's one of the first games that ever made me feel like I got scammed. It's like up there with like Resident Evil 5 and Death Stranding, all right?
The game I will be talking about for this topic is also one of the games I felt scammed by. But we'll get to that here shortly. So
yeah, but besides that,
oh yeah, any others you want to mention that you felt are appropriate?
I would say that this one is going to be a fun twist on it. Games that never got a number 3.
Okay, I don't remember if that was I think it was a
question.
We talked about not that long ago of
oh wait, I got
franchises with only 2 games in them.
I got a good one then. Def Jam Icons. That game can die.
Was there 3 games in that?
Yes. There's Def Jam Vendetta, Fight for New York, and Icons.
That's right.
And Icons was hot garbage. They took everything that you liked about like the Def Jam games and said, nah, we're gonna make a cheap cash grab. And I remember I rented it from Hollywood Video when that was still a thing.
Oh, I found my Hollywood Video card the other day. I think it was.
Oh wow!
we gotta look at this ancient lore here.
That's great. Let's see
yeah,
it.
I found
some artifacts.
My Blockbuster card.
Woo!
And I found my Hollywood video card.
The Blockbuster card still works by you. You just gotta go to Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, my Blockbuster has not been there for a very long time.
Yeah, but like I said, Def Jam Icons is like insulting. You know, Def Jam Fight for New York, probably one of the most underrated, probably one of the best wrestling games out there probably ever made. If in my personal opinion, and should be considered like one of the best games if you have a original Xbox, PS2, or GameCube that you should add to your collection and play, because it is a timeless classic. Really good single player story mode. One of the best bosses, I think we put on there too, with Snoop Dogg being the end boss.
Yeah, you did put that on your top 5 boss fights.
Yeah.
And which one was this?
Def Jam Fight for New York was that game.
Okay.
And that one actually got a PSP port as well, which I thought was funny. I found that out recently. But getting back to the whole thing, Icons, garbage. Like, the fighting was terrible. They tried to do something like with an integrated sound system for the fight. And I remember just playing like 3 matches with my buddy, and we both gave each other the look where it's like, oh, God damn it, we got fucked again. You know? It was such, we couldn't even recognize this game. That's how bad it was. We were like, there's no way this is, you know, the Def Jam games, right? This is, it's like, you know, let's say Fight for New York is like an A+ game, you know, like Def Jam Icons is like you failed remedial studies. Like, how did you do that? You know,
you had to try to suck that bad.
Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, like I'm not even going to say like to insult the special needs, but like, how did you get to remedial when you're clearly not qualified for remedial here, buddies?
Okay. All right. So when we started off the topic, lowest expectations, he said Golden Sun, OMG. I don't know the Golden Sun games, but
so like the
third one is terrible.
The first 2 Golden Sun games are really good. They're JRPGs, and they got some fun kind of like platforming mechanics to it, or puzzle solving skills, I should say, not platforming. And then the DS one, which I recently picked up, I haven't played, but everyone who's like a huge Golden Sun fan talk about it like, you know, they watched their dog get lit on fire. That's how bad it is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's really bad.
All right. Well, that sounds like that's a great pick for this topic, Lowest. He says he had a feeling Fable would be one of the ones that got mentioned.
How could it not be? That's a better question.
I wrote a couple that I know are... oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure I did see this on Reddit because I was scrolling through Reddit to see what some people's answers were for this question. So I'm almost positive that's where I saw this question was on Reddit, on the video game Reddit. And I wrote down some that a lot of people would say. I can't say for myself either because I haven't played them or because I don't think they're as bad as everyone says. But
whoa. Should we wait for those for other people to go?
Yeah, I'm going to. But the reason why I was saying that is because touching on
gotcha.
In chat says, gameplay-wise, it's amazing and a step up, but story-wise, Batman Arkham Knight craps the bed. That is one of the ones I wrote down that I disagree, but people could say Arkham Knight or technically Arkham Origins, since that was the third one. But I still really like both those games, and I think they're both worth playing. But a lot of people have some issues with them, so that is one that I see. I think I remember seeing get mentioned as a response to this topic. So, Lo says DS Golden Sun is fun to play at least, but the story and characters are bad.
Hold on. Quote him correctly. Kinda fun.
Oh, kind of fun. Okay.
Kinda fun.
Sorry for putting words in your mouth, Lois.
Don't let him make it sound like the gameplay is totally fun.
He loved it.
He said it was kinda fun.
Kinda fun. Sorry for putting words in your mouth, Lois.
You got hooked.
You took words out of his mouth.
He said he'd die for it.
You lied by structure. lied by omission.
Lied by omission.
I did not consent to being described this way.
What about you, Shred? What's oh, let me pull it back up here for anyone who wasn't there. So what series is this for you where you got a third or a later game in the franchise is just complete, derp trash essentially compared to the earlier games in the franchise?
Garbage.
Well, this one was kind of hard for me because I can't think of a 3-parter, or some games where I thought of that it's only 2. So I don't know how to, I didn't know how to fit this one in exactly. And one of the first ones that came to mind in terms of games in a franchise that I really did not like was in Fire Emblem, but that's way more than 3. So I don't know if that would count towards the structure.
Just the third game, just the third game.
It's a Hydra with more heads, and then there's the one derpy one that I really, if we can think of it that way.
That works. It was just the spirit of the question, so it doesn't necessarily have to be 1, 2, and then the third one is bad.
Right.
Just like a series where you got a bunch of good games, then one later on is just trash. So the Fire Emblem, which one is the? How many are there? Because I don't know. I know the only thing I know about Fire Emblem is
off the top of my head. To be honest with you,
26.
Oh yeah, just like a million.
Which one is the bad one though?
All of them.
The one that I really did not like was Radiant Dawn. That one I couldn't even play through. That one actually, like, I think I've heard some people call it Radiant Yawn, and that's kind of how it felt. Every single level in that game just felt like such a chore, and everything about how I had learned to play Fire Emblem up until this point, because I also did play them completely out of order. I played Path of Radiance, which is still my favorite. It's the first one I played, and it's my favorite. I was really
about that on last episode of Party Chat on what's a franchise you played way out of order. So great.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's great that you brought that up. This is your answer for last week's topic on Party Chat.
Oh, there we go. See, even in the Party Chats that I'm not in, I'm still in spirit.
Or that might have been 2 episodes ago, but it was very recently. We talked about franchises we played out of order. So, Radiant Dawn is that when I hear Fire Emblem, the first thing I think of is Game Boy Advance. Is Radiant Dawn what platform?
Radiant Dawn's on the Wii.
It's on the Wii. Okay.
It was right after Path of Radiance. It's actually a direct sequel to it.
Okay.
So like those are the two that are, because you know how they're usually a little more like standalone in their own stories, like more self-contained. But this one goes Path of Radiance, which is the first one I played and my favorite one that was on the GameCube, and then the sequel was Radiant Dawn, and that one I just never got a chance to play it for a long time. But I played other Fire Emblem games. I played Engage and Three Houses. I played Sacred Stones and some other ones.
What's your take on Three Houses? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm a big fan of it.
Okay, I was just curious.
Big fan of it. Everybody is just hating. They're just hating. They're hating. But
when we talk about Engage and how terrible that was.
Engage was one that I had a lot of fun with, and then towards the end, it just kind of did one of these things where it just like completely toppled over.
No, yeah.
Just, but the Radiant Dawn was the one that I just could not play through. Like that one, I didn't even get through. I don't know if I even made it halfway through that game, because like I said, every time I played Fire Emblem, and I play them on the highest difficulties too, because like I like figuring out what the strategy is and kind of moving the piece and all that, like how you're, as opposed to like you could play more chill, go easy, and just kind of have your powerhouse just wipe out an army and all that. But the thing with Radiant Dawn was that it just had this, I wouldn't even call it a mechanic. It was just a thing that this game did, where the maps were always super tiny. They were really cramped. Your mobility was always super limited. And then no matter what you did or where you went, like there would always just be a point in the fight where enemy reinforcements would just spawn, and you would have no idea where they could even possibly spawn from. They would just spawn and then move immediately right away and just move in on your weaker characters and just like one-shot them. I'm just like, okay, so there was no possible way I could have known that was going to happen. Now, obviously, if you play through it and you know that that's going to happen and you're just going to play through the level with as many deaths or whatever, you can then just remember, okay, this happens on this turn, they move this way, blah, blah. Just restart the level and play around that, and you could, in theory, just do it that way, but it was just not fun. It felt like a chore. Everything about it just felt like I just was not allowed to actually play. And every move was just me, just like, yeah, I might as well just sit here and flip a coin over and over again. That sounds fun. And that was one that I just ended up just being like, yeah, no, I'm burnt out. And in part, I was trying to say, you know what? Maybe it's because I just played through Radiance again. Because I did plan on playing Radiant Dawn. But before that, I wanted to replay Path of Radiance. Sorry, the other way around. Yeah, Path of Radiance, because it would be the one that goes before it. And I'm like, okay, was I just burnt out of Fire on Fire Emblem, which is why I didn't enjoy quite as much. But no, that wasn't really it, because every time I would look at it, I'm just like, nah, no, this ain't it. Like this just is not what I like about Fire Emblem. Like this just felt too RNG-ish, even though, I mean, of course, Fire Emblem is RNG with the crits, misses, all that. But this just had that on top of it, where, oh, did I? Okay, I thought I froze there for a second.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, that was the issue, where I'm just like, yeah, the fact that you can't really play strategically because the game can just randomly be like, oh, here's some enemy reinforcements, and you don't get a turn to respond. They just move in and kill your weakest guys that you can't really just, you don't even get the chance to try to level them up and give them experience so that they don't get one shot. You're just carrying a bunch of dead weight. It was not a great experience. And I know some people that really like the game. I just did not. And I really wanted to like it because it's supposed to be the sequel to my favorite one. And you know, the main characters from Path of Radiance were supposed to make an appearance in Radiant Dawn, and I just didn't even get that far. I didn't want to. I'm like, I'm bored of this.
Yeah, it reminds me of that whenever we start talking about how much we don't like some Fire Emblem games. It reminds me of that scene from Fairy Odd Parents when Trixie makes Timmy her new best friend. She rips up the photo.
Oh, that's why you said.
Yeah, that's why I
like,
said it too.
he-
In case you want to play that, so you got a visual element of that.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh,
why did you
God.
send me this little clip? So let's see here. Often do. Oh, you know what? I have to stop that and redo it. Let's see here.
Do it.
Hi, Atreus, my good doggy.
Share audio. There we go.
You're my new best friend.
Never seen this clip?
No. That's great.
I just think of that every time because I know somewhere AC is just like wincing in pain hearing you say something, calling it Radiant Yawn.
Is he a fan of that one?
No, the one that he was giving me some crap over my criticisms of Fire Emblem Engage.
Oh, you and
I remember he was like, "No, Shred, I've heard your complaints about it. You're wrong."
Yeah, so we have like a civil war going on with AC about like Engage, and every time it comes down to this, what difficulty did you play it on? He's like, oh, casual, and then we just have like a chimp out, like because it's
Yeah, I played it in maddening.
yeah,
And I
played it on hard.
until like the very last levels.
exactly, and I played it on the second hardest difficulty. And then he's like, I played it on casual. It wasn't that bad. And it's I'm like, I just want to
Like,
punch
well,
you.
Duh! That's funny. So he is not he is a fan. AC is a fan of Radiant Dawn.
Yeah, I believe he likes Radiant Dawn, and I know that he likes Engaged a lot.
Okay.
Which, to be fair, I don't hate
for the
Engage.
record, I did like Engage, and I do recommend it. It's just that on the higher difficulties towards the end game, they got very, very lazy. Like they
Yes.
just said, eh. They're just like, it's like when you talk about like artificial difficulty and stuff like that, the levels designs for when you have it in higher difficulties just became very
Yes.
lazy. And it's just like infinite reinforcements, wave after wave, infinite HP, just coming at you. And it is such a slog.
To put it bluntly,
Artificial difficulty.
to make it simple for everyone, Rodney King would have had a better chance. All right.
He could have at least gone down fighting compared to
Yeah.
like what this was. Here's the thing: just to put the frame of reference at the very last boss when I still had it on maddening. It was probably about a 5 or 6 hour stream in just that final battle before I realized that what I had just done, I had to do a bunch more times because of like revivals and stuff like that go on in that fight. That I was like, I'm not doing this. I don't want to do this. And I rage quit it. And eventually I came back to play it due to popular demand where they said, finish Fire Emblem, P-word. And I was like, okay. So, but I did lower it one difficulty. So from maddening to hard, played it, got it done in 15 minutes. So it goes from unmaddening being a 5 to 6 hour stream that I didn't even complete the level on to one difficulty down, 15 minutes. So it's like, that alone should tell you how absolute dog water that freaking balancing was when they designed those levels.
Yes,
It's to say it was bad is just such an understatement. It was very poorly done.
Yeah,
It's like-
Demi
it's
said,
like
is
what-
that the one you played and rage quit? Yes, it is.
It was like when Goku takes off
Engage,
his
it's
weights.
not
That's what it is.
not Radiant Dawn. Yeah.
So, and we have a surprise appearance from our other co-host. Ryan is here. What's up?
Hey,
Better
what's
late than
up?
never, buddy.
Just
Well, look who
fucking-
decided to show up.
Oh man, you threw him under the bus so hard there, man.
Sorry guys, sorry I was late. It's been a long time since I've been on Bets Talking. It's been for a month since I've hung out with you guys. It's been like
Yeah, 'cause you missed last episode.
yeah, it's been like probably 3 months since I hung out with them. So we got talking about military stuff because we're all a bunch of degenerates in the military, and it was good to hang out with them. But I don't want to leave you guys hanging, so it's good to be here. Shout out to Shred, and of course, you got Carl, who's looking spooky and gay all at the same time,
All the time.
and Neo, who's still in denial about the fact that GoldenEye 007 is the greatest Nintendo 64 game of all time.
Did you see my Twitter today?
No.
I did not. No, I just always
I
lean into
got an
that.
argument with someone on Twitter today about
Oh,
Perfect Dark and
God.
GoldenEye because they said this dumbass said that because GoldenEye sold better than Perfect Dark, it's a better game. I'm like, you're a retard if you think more sales equals better game.
That's true. It is.
Oh my God. So he responded to me like right as we went live, so I haven't gotten a chance to read what his response was. But I said better sales does not equal better game, and he came back and says yes, it does. I'm like, you're a moron.
Yeah.
Popularity
I mean-
means the best. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
I would say in in the 90s and in today's world, yes, it does.
Anything to support GoldenEye being better game, but you haven't played Perfect Dark, so you can't say.
GoldenEye has a better soundtrack. Let's just be honest.
They're
Neil.
both fantastic.
I
GoldenEye's
still hear it
better.
sometimes.
Let's
That's
just
since I was a child.
ask Shred, what's more iconic?
That's not the question. Obviously, GoldenEye is more iconic. I've never denied
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Perfect Dark is a better game. But
Hold
we're not here to talk about that.
on.
It could be.
Sean
now.
Connery never played Joanna Dark. All right, that's why it's
disclosure
better.
on that, so I can't even judge on that one.
Ooh, that's a slap in the wee wee right there. Yeah, Sean Connery.
Is it really?
Never played. Never played.
I'd rather him
Joanna-
play a man and a woman play a woman.
Sean Connery would beat a woman. That's what I've been told. So
Yeah.
Sean Connery was
Would he?
James Bond. Joanna Dark's a woman. Henceforth, Sean
Shuck-
Connery
shuck-
wins.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, it's like it's the running gag now. Is I have to argue out Perfect Dark and GoldenEye every stream now.
I mean, I didn't even see your Twitter, and the fact that you responded that way is so funny. Like, it's the long running joke, and you just keep feeding it, even when I'm not here.
He's like Jack Nicholson. And
The
you
thing
can't
is,
handle the truth.
Every time I see him, like he always tends to like keep it clean and be really level headed and stuff, and then just seeing him get fired up, like for example, like here just now, or when he's playing Dark Souls, so like, it's just like screaming every time some random thing kills him. I'm just like, oh, here we go. We're channeling the tism here. We love it.
Oh yeah,
So
there's a tism.
all right, so boogie boarding. Getting back on topic. I know Ryan gets that reference.
Oh yeah, How I Met Your Mother. It's a great reference.
I just finished rewatching it last week, and I liked the. Oh, and there he goes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not do that.
But
wasn't
did you?
me.
Did you?
I did
boot
not
me?
do that. You did that yourself. I did
I
not
did-
click on anything.
I didn't hit anything.
accusations.
But yeah, so I just finished rewatching How I Met, and I did like the series finale better than when I watched it when it originally aired. Still not a big fan of it, but I did like it better this time.
I
Sam
told
thinks
you
he
it
looks
makes
like a
more
fat Asian
sense.
baby. That's weird.
It's just I'm still not a big fan of it, but I liked it more this time than when it originally aired. But anyways, back on topic. So Ryan, since you you've missed the first part of the stream, the topic we are currently on is the three-headed derpy dragon meme. So what series is this for you? So Carl said Fable. Shred was talking about Fire Emblem. We had a couple people chime in in chat. Lowest Expectations said that Xenoblade was this for him with Loved 1 and Xenoblade X, and then Xenoblade 2 happened, and apparently that one is terrible. I know he's not a big fan of that one, but I would have assumed that it was 1, 2X, but that's because I don't know anything.
Don't forget
about
Def Jam
Xenoblade.
icons.
And oh yeah, Carl also talked about Def Jam Icons was bad. I haven't talked about mine yet, but not Carl, Lowest also said hot takes the Smash Bros games with 1 and then Melee and then Brawl. Brawl was my favorite, the one I played the most, but I totally understand it if the hate that it got.
Got a fun story mode.
So
yes,
it doesn't have
Emissary
to.
was great.
It doesn't have to be a trilogy only. It has to be a series of games, and which one you think is like the best one. The like one looking aggressive, the other one like going, dude, what the hell? And then the one that's like going, do 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 do.
So, origin of this meme is basically like a trilogy where the third game is trash compared to the first two. But for the sake of our question, it's kind of like a franchise where it had a bunch of good games and then there was one really bad game.
Okay.
So,
this is going to be
real quick though, before do you have one? First off, just yes or no?
I do. Yeah,
okay.
I do. And
We'll get to it in just a second. Then,
okay.
Ando said, in going with the logic of the guy I was arguing with on Twitter, where more sales equals better games, says by that logic, Madden 07 is the peak of gaming. I know that Madden has not been good in a very long time, but I don't play sports games. So, Lois saying N64 FPS games are bad and always were bad. They didn't age well, but they weren't bad at the time. And Demi says, "I look like."
Banjo-Tooie was great FPS.
What game was that?
Say Banjo-Tooie had a great FPS thing going for it.
Without like an FPS mode. Hey, Paul's here. What's up, Paul?
Hey, who the fuck invited Paul? Who the what the hell? Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Poland is invading.
So we're talking about franchises where some really good games and then a really crappy one. So Ryan, what is that series for you?
Okay, this is going to be a drastic hot take, and the reason I'm going to actually say it this way is because, quite frankly, in my opinion, the fourth game doesn't exist, even though it does.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Dragon Age.
Oh, not what I was expecting, but okay.
What? Okay, I'm going to ask where you thought I was going with it.
I thought you were going because you said the fourth game doesn't exist. I thought you were going Fallout.
I mean, I could have also went with Mass Effect. That was actually a close second on this one because, again, but I'm going to go with Dragon Age first. Dragon Age Origins is a monster. It is a beast. Everybody loves it, and quite frankly, I'd probably monkey hump a cactus to play that game. For the first time again, and not know what I was getting into. It was awesome.
That is a topic for a future episode of Party Chat.
Monkey humping cactuses?
No, games you wish you could forget.
Perfect.
Play
well, if it was monkey humping cactuses, I'd be about. But I'm a little iffy on that second one. So anyway, he says, girl in the chat. I'm like, what the hell is Paul saying? He's like, sup, girl. It's like, is it supposed to be sup girl? What's sup girl?
Queen.
Anyway, Paul, you speak your own language.
I know a lot of people were not big fans of Dragon Age 2.
Dragon Age 2, no, I was not a big fan of. I really was not.
It's not that good.
But however, as I played the third one, Inquisition, I strangely became more a fan of it too. And I was like, because Inquisition, I was like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't. Oh, it's an inside joke. He said, I don't understand where this is going. I don't understand why. Quite frankly, the levels seem like they were a lot harder to navigate. That's another one. Demi, actually, that's a great one right there too. But the reason I say that one agreeing with her is because going with the Bethesda franchise for Fallout, 3 New Vegas are incredible. 4 is kind of like Mass Effect. I don't think 3 is bad. I really don't. I really love 3.
Good answer. I was like, you better watch yourself. You're about to get kicked.
I really love me. I really love me some 3, and I love a lot of things about 3. There's a lot of things about 3 I don't love, and this is why I didn't pick Mass Effect. Mass Effect 1 is incredible. Mass Effect 2 is like, holy sweet mother of God. I'd probably stick my wiener in a wall socket to play it again for the first time. So it's not quite a cactus, but 3 was a letdown in the way you did things, the way you dynamically, not the combat, not the aesthetics, not the storyline itself, but the way you had to do things to actually gain your forces. It was massively tedious. It was horrendously tedious because it was like, if you actually if you missed something, the perfect window for it, which was like minuscule for a lot of stuff to get your forces, up enough to fight the Reapers. Hated that. But anyway, going back to Dragon Age, Inquisition was just a massive letdown. And I thought, again, Origins will always be an all-time classic, something you can replay over and over and over again and just love it and not even worry about playing anything else. The other two games, 2 aged a lot better because of 3. Now 3 has gotten a lot better because, quite frankly, 4.
I was just gonna say, and then Inquisition got better when you played Veilguard. Oh wait.
And Veilguard took a giant snot all over everything, and quite frankly, took it from its own rear end area and smeared it on their face, and then decided to eat it and then call it like chocolate cake. I don't know what they were doing with that. So it's a weird analogy because each franchise that I've kind of picked also has like more games after the fact, but it's like, if you really want to put the staples, the grassroots, like Dragon Age Origins is where I put it, because Origins is one of my favorite games of all time. Classic BioWare is incredible. And yes, I censored myself before the inking part. And I even thought about the Knights of the Old Republic trilogy, because again, Knights of the Old Republic 1. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Republic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trilogy.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of gripes with a lot of stuff, but a lot of good games in there, a lot of good places to go. If you play any of those franchises, you're going to love the majority of it. Vast majority, 95% of the time, you're going to be very satisfied. And but there's always
not so much
one.
with Dragon Age. Just the first one, and then after that, it's a mixed bag.
Well, it is a mixed bag, and again, I don't think Veilguard exists. So, but it does make Inquisition look like a masterpiece.
As I always say,
also Mass Effect
exists, but it's just
Andromeda. You want to talk about Andromeda? Ooh, Mass Effect 3. Let's
That's the one
go.
I've heard about a few times.
What was that, Shred?
I'm saying that's the one that I've heard about a few times that people really don't like.
I say this somewhat often, in that I'm a Mass Effect Andromeda defender, and I always do the air quotes because
I thought of a couple more, but go on.
Okay. Because I just think it's not as bad as everyone said it was. It's not, when you're comparing to the original trilogy, which is like a masterpiece. That's hard to live up to. So anything less than that, everyone's going to crap on and say it's terrible.
Well,
it was very mediocre. It was
caveats. You got to have some caveats with that argument, though, Neo.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was written by the JV Squad.
Yes.
Like you got to give a little caveat to that. It's kind of like, well, it was a different studio. It was the JV Squad. They made a decent game in terms of a game, because I would say the mechanics in the game weren't terrible.
No, it's the gameplay itself is pretty good.
But they
Everything
gutted. They gutted like what made Mass Effect, and
exactly.
That's like a problem too. Like the story concept is interesting. Like, what if we were in a whole new galaxy and we're kind of devoid of like the events of Mass Effect to a certain point? And it's like, yeah, I guess that's fine. But then it's just like it was not properly written. Didn't make really too much sense. They gutted the whole Paragon and Renegade system with like, you're just whatever, there's no like morality system in the game. And then they tried to do that whole morality system in like a dumbed down version of it in Dragon Age 2, which really took away from a lot of like the storytelling. Plus, they really made the world super small in Dragon Age 2. That's like another big problem.
Oh, because the whole game takes place inside the city, right?
Yeah, it's just basically one stupid city, and I don't know. It's like the story in Dragon Age 2 isn't terrible once you get to the end, but it's so truncated and small. They get rid of all the other races, so you only play as a human. Like, I do want to agree a little bit with Ryan here. Like, Inquisition actually does a good job making Dragon Age 2 more likable, because they were like, oh, wait a minute, let's just add all the interesting characters from Dragon Age 2 into Inquisition and give them bigger roles and more fleshed out storylines. Because Varric is in there, Cassandra's in there, Hawk makes an appearance, and you're like, oh, hell yeah, there's Hawk, let's go. Yeah.
So, Okay. But yeah, good stuff, Ryan. And
I know,
Denny's-
that's why I said it. Thank you.
I'm not sure. Denny's talking about delays on mobile. No worries. No worries at all. It says, "Where's Colt?"
And that's YouTube generally. It's a little more delayed anyway. So
Yeah. The Colt. I am multi-streaming on Twitch and Rumble and Kick if you want to watch there as well. So, 'cause I know Twitch has like a near instant, like very little delay, whereas YouTube's got like 20 to 30 seconds. But no worries on the delays for any of your chats. So, where's Cage when you need him to be here for this conversation? Is he a like huge hater of Andromeda, or just curious if anyone knows?
he likes Mass Effect and Dragon Age.
Okay.
Yeah, so and he was actually he was playing them very recently too.
Nice. Okay. And Andos, the thought of another one for this derpy dragon meme says the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. I'm pretty sure Nightmare would agree with you because he loves the first. I think the first one, but 1 and 2, and then I've heard the third one is not very good because mobile inspired grinding, and there's no XP share, making characters you didn't touch for 2 levels obsolete unless you grind. Yeah, that's terrible. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier with Infinity Blade, with the XP being split. So
Yeah, I didn't really think that one too through.
So, all right. As for myself, for the first thing that immediately popped into my head when I saw, the derpy dragon meme is, and this is numbers 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, one of my top 5 games of all time, and I was talking about it earlier on the stream. Number 2 is fantastic. Just beat it last night. Third one, I just started it last night after I beat it. That is Ninja Gaiden. So and I'm not talking about the old NES ones. I haven't actually played the old NES version, but I'm talking about the rebooted franchise or the original one, Ninja Gaiden Black. Well, first there was Ninja Gaiden, then they re-released it as Ninja Gaiden Black with all the DLC that they had on Xbox Live at the time because no one had Xbox Live at the time. So they released it, all that content on disc for Ninja Gaiden Black. Phenomenal game, absolutely top tier. I love that game so much. Ninja Gaiden 2, 360 game. That game is fantastic. The main reason why I like Ninja Gaiden Black better than Ninja Gaiden 2 is because Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3 are very similar in the world design aspect as like Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, where Dark Souls 1 is like this interconnected Metroidvania-like map. Ninja Gaiden is like that as well. But then Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3 are linear point A to point B, level-based games, just like Dark Souls 2 and 3 became. So that's the main reason why I like Ninja Gaiden Black the best. But Ninja Gaiden 2 is still a phenomenal game, and they refined the combat better because in Ninja Gaiden, some of the weapons, it's like you really only need like 1 or 2 of the weapons to get through the whole game. You can use the other weapons if you want to, but there's not really much point to it. Ninja Gaiden, there's a little bit better balancing where all of the weapons are pretty much good for any situation, except for the scythe is definitely the best weapon versus all the bosses. But basically, like any other enemy you're fighting throughout the game, any of your weapons, if you can deal with any types with any of the weapons. But Ninja Gaiden 2 is also a phenomenal, fantastic game, and it's the next generation. So Ninja Gaiden Black, or Ninja Gaiden / Ninja Gaiden Black, is arguably the best looking game on original Xbox, and Ninja Gaiden 2 was a 360 game, and they kept that going, and it's a phenomenal looking game for a 360 game. Ninja Gaiden 3 was also on 360. Looks wise, it still looks okay. It's not a bad looking game, but Ninja Gaiden 3 is, because they re-released it later as Razor's Edge, but the original release of Ninja Gaiden 3 was hot garbage. They stripped everything out of what made the first 2 games Ninja Gaiden. They stripped everything out, and they didn't put it back in until they re-released it as Razor's Edge. It was just terrible game. I was going through the game. So first off, being a huge fan of Ninja Gaiden, I didn't even know that Ninja Gaiden 3 was coming out until like the day it came out or like the day after it came out. I didn't see, and I'm following video game stuff like all the time. I'm reading the magazines and listening to the podcasts and stuff, and not once did I ever see or hear a single word about Ninja Gaiden 3. And so all of a sudden I discovered, Ninja Gaiden 3, when does that come out? I'm like, it already came out like a couple days ago. What? How have I not heard about this? That should have been my first red flag. That I didn't hear anyone talk about it because there were no review codes. Big shocker because the game was terrible. But I rushed out literally like that day or the next day and went and bought it because I was like, how did I not know about this? And I actually just recently discovered that Ninja Gaiden 3, the non-Razor's Edge version, is not even backwards compatible. So like you wouldn't be able to play it on a newer piece of hardware. You can only play it on a 360. But let's see here. So it came out in March of 2012, March 20th. I got it on. Oh wait, that's the last achievement. When's the first achievement? I got March 20th. Okay, so I did get it on release day, but I didn't know about it until either like the day it released or maybe like the day before it released. But because there was no pre-release codes or anything out there for reviewers. So I discovered, I'm like, oh, so I went down and bought it like day one and played through it. And every level, I'm like, okay, maybe next level the game gets good. Got through that level. Maybe it's the next level where the game gets good. Maybe it's the next level where the game gets good. Got through the whole game. I'm like, the game never got good. And there was I had the exact same feeling about an album from one of my favorite bands around that time. That was... I forget what the name of the album is, but I was a huge fan of Linkin Park. That was like my favorite band back in the day. And the album After Minutes to Midnight was the same thing. I'm like, when does the album get good? And it never got good. But Ninja Gaiden 3, because like I said, Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2, you get all these weapons, you level them up, and they only level up like 1 or 2 levels, so it's not like you level them up to like level 10 or anything. And it doesn't increase their damage or anything. What each time you level up a weapon, it unlocks more combos, so you can basically do more damage with it by comboing longer. Ninja Gaiden 3, you have one weapon. That's it. The entire game, you have one weapon, and that's the Dragon Sword, which is the main weapon through the games. And the Dragon Sword is always in 1 and 2 was really good. But that's the only weapon you had. Another thing is you have three or 4 different types of Ninpo, which are your magic attacks, and they're pretty powerful. So they changed over the course of the first 2 games, but they took out all the Ninpo, and in 1 and 2, when you kill enemies, a little orb of essence comes out of each enemy you defeat. Yellow ones are money, red ones refill your magic meter, and then the blue ones refill your health. And you can hold Y to do charge attacks, but because of how fast paced the game is, if you just try to stand there and charge up attack, you'll never actually be able to charge up to do an attack because it's so fast paced. So what you do is you kill a couple enemies and then you absorb those essence that they drop, and that'll immediately charge you. Either if you absorb 1 essence, it'll charge you to level 1. And then if you absorb 2 essence, it'll go straight to a level 2 charge, which that's the highest level charge you can do with a weapon. So you can do a really powerful, and it goes into basically like a cutscene, and you tear enemies to shreds. And that's how you do these ultimate techniques, is what they're called in the game. You do those by absorbing essence from fallen enemies in the middle of battle. Otherwise, there's no way you'll be able to charge long enough to do it. In Ninja Gaiden 3, enemies don't drop anything, so you can't do these ultimate techniques. Although occasionally, because of the story in the game, like you get cursed, and occasionally, and there's like no explanation at all of how these systems work, is your arm will glow red, and that means you can do an ultimate technique, but there's no rhyme or reason of why you can now do it. And like I said, there's no Ninpo, but you can do Ninpo when your arm glows blue, and there's no rhyme or reason to why it glows blue versus why it glows red. It was just absolute trash. So they re-released it as kind of like Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black, where they re-released all the DLC on disc. But that's because back then, like I said, no one had Xbox Live at the time, because this was in the infancy of Xbox Live. But they re-released Ninja Gaiden 3 as Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge like a year later. And that was basically like Ninja Gaiden Black to original Ninja Gaiden, but the original Ninja Gaiden was still a good game. The original version of Ninja Gaiden 3 was terrible. But all the stuff that they stripped out of the game and made, stripped the soul out of what made a Ninja Gaiden game, Ninja Gaiden, they put back in the Razor's Edge version. So if you are going to play 3, play the Razor's Edge version, because they added the weapons back in. They added the Ninpo. It's still not great, nowhere near the same levels as 1 and 2, but it's far, far better than what the original version of 3 was, because the original version of 3 was just hot garbage. So that is easily my answer for the 3-headed derpy dragon meme, is Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and then 3. So like I said, I just started replaying Razor's Edge last night, and it was already aggravating me, and I've only gotten through the first level, but at least it's not the original version. So, but a couple others that I know people could mention is a couple others that I thought of. The Rogue Squadron games, Rogue Squadron 1 and 2 are great and fantastic games. I love them. I have not actually played the third one yet, but I've heard it's not very good. Doom, and I say Doom because of Doom 1, 2, and 3. Doom 3 is not a bad game. It's just so different from the rest of the Doom games. I haven't played it yet in its entirety, and I'm not looking forward to it because it actually goes like a survival horror route, and I don't really like scary stuff. So I will play Doom 3 in its entirety at some point. I'm just not looking forward to it. But then a couple others, I saw people mention Banjo-Kazooie because Banjo-Tooie was like going way off the deep end in a different direction. Dead Space.
I really like Banjo-Tooie.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie 1 and 2 are good, and then Nuts and Bolts, the third one, is just like, what even is this?
Oh, that okay. I misunderstood that. Okay, yeah.
And then Dead Space, I've heard 1 and 2 are great, and 3 is terrible. Modern Warfare 1 and 2 are great games. I've heard 3 was bad. I never actually played 3. A lot of people say Crackdown, but I love all 3 Crackdown games. I've had a lot of fun with all of them. This is kind of on the flip side of things. The Shadow Warrior, the recent Shadow Warrior games, I've only played the third one. I had a lot of fun with it, but everyone's like, the third one is terrible, but the first 2 are great. I haven't played them, so I can't say. But everyone's like, you should play them. They're really good. So I may play them eventually. Mentioned earlier, but the Arkham, I like them. I think they're all great. But another one that people were saying is Donkey Kong Country. I think the third one is my favorite. I think that's the best one. But some people like they didn't like Donkey Kong Country 3. Everyone's like DKC 2 is the best. And I just recently replayed all 3 of them this summer, and DKC 2 is my least favorite.
That Donkey Kong Country to me, it's like I think the first one is my least favorite, and it's not that I hate it. I mean, the series as a whole,
all
I
3
think
of them are good.
It's very I love and hate because they do kill you with shit from off screen very constantly. You feel like there's a lot of times that you just get cheap shot, and it's kind of a meme where I'm like, oh, it's this Donkey Kong thing where I died from something off screen. it just kind of became a meme with it. But no, with me it was the second one. The third one I didn't hate, but the second one to me was just the best.
Yeah,
like when I saw the one where you get to play as like the baby Kong, I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah, a lot of people, what is this Kitty Kong? But yeah, most people say that DKC 2 is the best, and that's actually my least favorite of the 3. So, and then the last one, I played 1 and 2, but I haven't played the third one yet. But from what I hear, it's very applicable. Is Borderlands 1, 2, and 3 definitely applies to this meme? Although I've heard the gameplay is good, but the story is terrible. So I will be playing through it because Jason and I are playing through Borderlands. It's just going to take a while to get through all of them. So, but so Demi was saying that he Cage Gaming loves Mass Effect and Dragon Age. I'll have to get him on for an open mic at some point so we can talk Mass Effect. Hey, Rockefeller Plaza, hello. Hybrid Theory. Hybrid Theory and Meteor were like my 2 all-time favorite albums in high school. I love those albums so freaking much.
Bold and daring, are you, Nero?
Minutes to Midnight was okay. Whatever the album was that came out after that, that's the one that I was like, when does it get good? And it never got good. And that's when that's where my love for Linkin Park ended, because that album was trash. So Rockefeller says, you should play Sekiro. I have it. I've gotten the first achievement in it, but I have not played through it yet. But I will be playing through it at some point because I wasn't a fan of Dark Souls, but because I'm a huge fan of Ninja Gaiden, and this is like the most Ninja Gaiden-esque Dark Souls, I have the feeling I'm going to like Sekiro.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Fernando. You got to also play Returnal.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to playing through that. That looks great.
Returnal.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Well, I have it on Steam, so you can play it. It's a third-person shooter.
Oh, okay. Because he was trying to get me to play Sekiro as well. And it's like, oh yeah, you'll probably like this. And I'm like, man, I don't know how I feel about FromSoft, man. Because JM's making me play Dark Souls with him because he wants to play multiplayers, but I have to get through the beginning stuff before I can get to the multiplayer. So I'm just like, all right, I'll grind through it.
I'm not a huge fan of Dark Souls, as you may know. But he says it sounds exactly like what you're describing. Came out in 2019, so I'm looking forward to playing through Dark Souls at some point.
I'm not a big fan of my government.
My first
dirty.
My first exposure to From Software was their version of Ninja Gaiden. That not a lot of people even know this game exists, but was Ninja Blade. I had a lot of fun with that game. That game was great.
I thought you were going to say The Adventures of Cookies and Cream.
I don't know that I've heard about that one.
Well, you never heard about The Great Tale of Cookies and Cream?
Nope. But I did like Ninja Blade, and I do have all the achievements in it. And it was a cakewalk compared to Ninja Gaiden, but it was a lot of fun. It has it has a lot of QTEs, so if you don't like QTEs, you might not like it. But the QTEs are freaking awesome in Ninja Blade. So I recommend Ninja Blade. It's a lot of fun. I kind of want to play it again, but it's not backwards compatible. Not that that's that big of a deal, because I still have my 360 hooked up. It's just the fact that I have all the achievements and it's not backwards compatible is like, it's not very high on my list of games to replay. But I will replay it at some point because I did really like that game. So, but yeah, Demi says hot garbage is the worst. It is. And Rockefeller is a big fan of FromSoft. Good to know. So Sid Orlando, hello, says Jive with Sekiro. Good to know. So
Jive and
all right. So next topic on the agenda. Wow, we did.
Oh wait, we forgot a couple more things there. I wanted to say,
Okay, go for it.
I can't believe I forgot about this one until I just looked at my collection. Dino Crisis 3.
I saw that got mentioned. I had a feeling you were going to mention that at some point.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to show this off real quick here.
Okay.
uh-oh.
There it is.
Please don't hit the wrong button.
It's upside down.
Yeah, I know.
But
I got one
that's okay.
second.
Please don't hit the wrong button.
Just hold whatever you're going to hold up. Just hold it upside down.
I got it. I'm just gonna launch my OBS real quick.
Lois says, first FromSoft game I played was Lost Kingdoms. Okay. I think that's a pretty old one.
Man, why has OBS always got problems?
Oh, there we go.
Is it upside down still?
It is not upside down.
No, you're good. You're good.
This was the game I was talking
It's the right
about.
side of chart.
Adventures of Cookies.
It's weird, though, but that's okay.
It's weird, yeah.
1 second.
Oh, something.
There's something.
The Adventures...
Is it still
and
mirrored?
cream.
Cookie is still mirrored.
Yes.
All right, 1 second.
So that's a PS2 game.
All you have to do is
No, because it's actually flipped. It's not rotated.
I know it is flipped. What the hell? Why is your camera
Yeah.
flipped, dude?
Oh, it's OBS. There we go.
Yeah, it does that only on the third-party software. I have to change it in OBS.
On his side, it looks correct, but on our side, it's mirrored. It's weird.
So yeah,
Cookie.
this is the game I was talking about, and it was.
That's a
as you can
FromSoft
see,
game?
A FromSoft game right there.
What? I would
Cookies
never,
and cream.
ever
That's
guess that a game like that would be from FromSoft.
So the funny thing about FromSoft is they actually have done a lot of other games that weren't exactly like horror or something like that. They actually have done Monster Hunter games, believe it or not. And they were like Palico, Japanese only games. I also own those, but I don't want to get them now. But I just figured this would be one of those fun little games to show off. Is the history of FromSoft, the adventures of Cookies and Cream.
Interesting. Okay. Good
You
stuff.
you couldn't have picked a video game that sounds less like a porn.
I don't know what kind of furry porn you are into, but if
Oh,
that's what you're
come-
looking
don't
at, then
you-
yeah.
Don't you?
How are we going to start this? New topic. New topic.
Yeah. What is your
act like
persona, Ryan? How about
It's
that?
no longer halal.
Act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Cookies
More-
and cream.
Are you more into Fox personas or what was it?
Ironically, actually,
It's a persona, sir.
Did you know that? What are they called? They're
Personas.
Persona.
they're blimpies. Not blimpies.
Blimpies, the
Blimpies.
sandwich place?
The sandwiches?
Yeah.
They're furries, but they're wearing animal costumes that are like the blow up ones. So like,
Oh, I don't know if there's a term for that.
What
No, there is a
communities are you
term for
hanging
that.
out with?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
like
what
those
it is.
T-Rex, inflatable T-Rex ones, but with animals.
Those-
yeah, we
funny.
were actually reacting to because people protesting certain taking people out of the country that are illegal. Apparently, they decided to dress up and blow up animal costumes. Blowies. That's what it is blowies.
Show 'em.
Oh, man.
That's the actual name. They're called blowies. They're furries, but in blow up costumes, blowies. I'm not joking.
Oh, that's
Sounds like what I try to get my wife to do on Tuesday nights.
Oh,
on stream. My goodness.
They're not sending their best, folks.
Hey, what's up, Nightmare? Good to see you, buddy. We did talk about
Floaties.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance just a few minutes ago because I know you're a big fan of that. So,
Yeah.
all right, Carl, did you have any others that apply to the Derpy Dragon meme?
One of them for me personally, which I get into massive fights with people about, is Uncharted 3, actually.
Okay.
Because I think Uncharted 3 ends terribly. Has a story that really doesn't go anywhere. And overall, I going from the greatness that is Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3 is is dog water.
Big letdown.
But then all of a sudden you get into Uncharted 4. And then it's not so bad.
Uncharted 4 still is better than Uncharted 3.
You think so?
Easily. I don't even think I have to go that far. There's only one fun part in Uncharted 3. And that's when you are flung from the cargo plane. Beyond that, the whole game is meh.
Kick him now.
No, Uncharted 4 is fine.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, Rockefeller says Uncharted 4 is a masterpiece. So I haven't played any of them.
Rockefeller knew the term floating. I don't know what that means.
He's a Rockefeller. He probably got lost in the jungle.
Maybe
Rockefeller. I do like that name, by the way, Rockefeller Plaza.
All right. Any others?
No, that's the only other two I remember.
All right.
Nightmare's got a hot take.
I don't care what he says. That's what I say.
Uncharted 2 is the best, then 3, then 1, then 4. I haven't played them, so I don't know. But
you will probably like him a lot, Neo.
I'm sure I will like him if I ever get around to playing him.
I was thinking 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Like, I think they're sequential because, quite frankly, you can't get better than Uncharted 1.
2 proves that narrative wrong.
I don't.
1 is okay. Like it's still fun. It's got a creative story, but it the problem is it's like it's held back by the PS3. It's like the first PS3 one.
Okay, that's why I bought a PS3.
Yeah, but compared to Uncharted 2, you can tell that there's a massive improvement in not only storytelling but gameplay.
Also, Uncharted 2 came out on the PS3. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I said. That's what I just said. In the second one, you could tell they improved a lot. That's literally what I just said.
Really though?
Yes, easily. That opening sequence in 2 kicks ass.
2 has Chloe. Look, I get it has Chloe. She sucks. She sucks. She's not the main storyline, bro.
Yeah, so does Lost Legacy. Lost Legacy has Chloe. How did that work out? Everyone hates that one too.
Yeah, that's like behind 4.
What kind of argument is that? Oh, 2 has Chloe. So does Lost Legacy. But you all bitch about that one, I bet too, right?
Well, I think I'm actually getting a picture. Nightmare likes brunettes. I like me some brunettes. Don't get me wrong, but I prefer blondes. No, that's not a joke. Apparently, in some spheres it is.
I like blondes too. So
I like turtles.
I like turtles too.
What the fuck does that mean, dude? Like,
all right,
we were just talking about this.
Neo has turtles. That's how it makes sense.
Yep, I do have turtles. So, all right. Well, we spent over an hour on that last topic, so we're going to move on to the next topic, so we can actually get this stream going.
this stream has become more and more degenerate, and I love it.
Yes, good.
All right. So, next topic on the agenda is one that I've wanted to talk about.
So mad.
For a while, and I just keep putting it off. So I was like, you know what, we're putting it on the agenda tonight because we talked about what games we would like to see remakes or remasters of. Those are 2 separate topics we've had in the past. But yeah, I was talking about what are games that have been remastered that are actually good. And so I've got a couple. I'll start off with one that I know Lois is not a fan of because we've talked about it many times, but a lot of people hated the Link's Awakening remake on Switch. I loved it a lot. So I had a lot of fun playing that one. I know, a lot of people on both sides on that one. I know quite a few people who personally that are not fans of it, but I had a lot of fun with it. But I really liked the Link's Awakening remaster. But I have a couple others that are absolutely top tier remasters. So, but I'll save those for later. So, Ryan, what about you? What is I almost said Deus Ex Remaster because Nightmare just put it in chat, but yeah, that one's not out yet, so that one doesn't count. But
he'll hate it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I haven't played I played like the first level of the original and just never really got into it, but I got to go back and play it at some point because I've heard it's a great game. But anyways, Ryan, what is a remake or a remaster that you really enjoyed?
Well, I mean, it's got to be the most incredible game in the history of the world. The remake of and remaster of GoldenEye 007. Dun, dun, dun. No, I'm kidding. I'm really screwing.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. I'm like,
I'm screwing with
the
it.
Version really better?
I'm really screwing. Well, there's actually a PlayStation 3 version too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, I'm really screwing with you. It is actually the one that I literally just finished a couple weeks ago. It is The Thing remastered. That is.
Nice.
That is gorgeous. That game is beautiful. I love it. That is the literal successor to the original Thing movie. I know that in 2008 they came out with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Yeah, she has nice boobs. Great. You know,
The prequel?
the prequel.
There was
It's
a Thing
fine.
prequel?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
2008, 2010, somewhere in there.
Well, to be fair, Neo doesn't like scary movies, right?
True.
That's true. Yeah, Rockefeller says leave
Leave
me
it.
GoldenEye
GoldenEye
alone. I agree. It's actually interesting. They did do that GoldenEye kind of like, you know, remaster, remake, whatever the freak it was. I have not fully played it, so I will not judge it until I play it. I do own it, but anyway, it's in storage. So yes, the Thing remastered is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It takes place literally after the original movie. It is John Carpenter's The Thing. He, you know, John Carpenter signed off on it. He loved it. It's just an incredible game, and I wish it was longer. I think I played there's like 14 episodes or whatever on my channel because I had to break it down, you know, to various things. Yeah, so it was basically Fright Day. It was 6 episodes. Only 6?
You streamed the
Damn.
whole thing?
I streamed the whole entire thing.
Nice.
That bums me out because you know,
longer.
yeah, I wanted it to be longer. I mean, it was just so good, and you can get it on Steam. So just go check out you know, the Thing remastered. It's an, you know, original PS2 game. The PS2 version was great. I played that one, beat it. I wanted to play the remaster. It came out a year and a half ago. Never had a chance to actually play it until recently, and I had a lot of fun. It was just so much fun, especially one point at the beginning of in the very first live stream. You know, RJ McCready, yeah, helicopter pilot, North Outpost, the US 31. Like, going, just the voiceover is so good. It's so much fun, and there's actually a cameo by a certain person who plays an individual who likes to smoke cigarettes in the X-Files, and he played the voiceover of the bad guy. So,
Fun.
Nice.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You've mentioned that game a few times on Party Chat, and like I've been wanting to get around to it, just haven't gotten to it. So,
yeah, it's
glad that you got to it and you really enjoyed it.
I beat it. Yeah,
I was very.
I want to play it. Go ahead. Sorry,
finish your
dude.
point. No, finish your point.
No, I want to play it again already. So
I was just disappointed with the collector's edition because it gives you a fake steelbook.
How so? Is it look like a steel book and it's not actually steel?
It doesn't have a place to put your disc.
Oh, that's lame.
Yes, I call those fake steelbooks.
Like the one you mentioned earlier. It's like, thanks.
That's very weird.
Yeah.
So it had a code, the remaster?
No, they give you a steelbook and they put all the goodies inside the steelbook. Like, I have an unboxing on my channel if anyone wants to look at it later. But basically, it's like you get the plastic case and the game separate. Like, that's, you know, standard fare. But when you open up the steelbook, there's just no place to put a disc in it. It's just a holder.
Oh,
like I have a couple of those. Like, one of them was the Yakuza Pirates in Hawaii was a fake steelbook, and so was obviously Avowed.
Carl, are you sure you didn't do it wrong?
Yes, I'm 100%. And I have video proof of it too if you want to go look.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking because, you know, you're Asian, so you might fuck it up.
Yes, I'm from Taiwan.
I'm just
40-year-old
Taiwan number one.
Yeah.
No,
He is a very humble Taiwanese fisherman.
I believe Carl. I do. I believe you because they do stupid stuff, man. Like they use like these steel books is like, you know, like a gift package.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me the game and the steel book and like maybe put like one or two like memorabilia in there. That's like awesome.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then let's move on with life.
Like they usually put like maps and stuff in them too, which I find is pretty cool. But it is rather annoying when you expect a disc in there, because like when you know you're getting a digital code only, that's fine. You just live with it and go like, well, I guess this is a piece of art that I'm buying at this point.
It makes me grumpy. I don't like digital codes.
but yeah, no, it's the thing one was like really disappointing to me because I'm like, why? Just why did you even do this? Like, I get it, you gave me the disc, but like, damn, like here, I can even prove it right now. I found it.
Now, would people pay more or less if you were to like modify it? Like you just like glued the plastic inside the steelbook that has the holder.
There's nowhere to hold a disc. Right here.
Oh, but it has the plastic.
Yeah, it has the plastic and stuff like that. See?
And nothing on the other side. That's a jip.
That's actually worse than what I was thinking. You think, okay, if you just have the plastic in there, it would at least give you a clear picture of the print inside the steelbook, and it's not even that. There's plastic in the way. What the actual hell?
What the actual F?
So I did find online that they do sell that little nub on eBay, like a one that you could sticker on and make your steelbooks like that. But it just doesn't feel the same, man.
Yeah, that's what Shred was like.
Yeah, because that's pretty much what I was getting at when I was asking if you could modify it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel like there's a legitimate question. Rockefeller says, we're back on the Blowies topic. Carl is always on the Blowies
Might as well be.
All the time.
He did bring up the maps. But
not those maps, luckily.
Those and Blumpkins.
Oh, no.
Oh, shoot, was it? Oh.
It's a good song by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Oh, that is a good song. I know that because it was in Rock Band. That was a fun one to play on drums.
And of course, that's how Neil remembers it. Who's in Rock Band?
It was a Rock Band.
It was a Rock Band. He's right.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I know that name.
Too, yeah.
Why I know that song.
Okay, Carl, I get it. Put your hands above your microphone.
But you opened it up. I'm like, oh, what a jip. I'm like, I'm sorry, what a ripoff. Sorry, I don't know if if I can use that. That's your word.
You get the jip pass, don't worry.
I got the jip pass.
Everyone's got the J pass.
We all got the pass, boys.
I don't think you want me to use my J pass.
Is it J or is it G?
I don't know what
the J pass.
Oh, the G pass. Yeah, the J pass for is like the Jews. I don't know what they have to do with this.
No, it's the Japanese. You can't say that
word. Well, they did bomb Pearl Harbor, so.
As I always say, it is funny to go to Pearl Harbor and it's loaded with Japanese tourists.
Shit.
It's like going to Ground Zero.
Is it like
and it's
Japanese
a bunch of Saudis.
Or...
Yeah.
Neo's dying inside right now.
But yeah, as I knew I was gonna piss Lois off because he says Link's Awakening remake is trash, and I disagree. I had really enjoyed it, but he said
I liked it too. I played it last night. I didn't even know it was I didn't even know that it was a remake until because it was like, this sounds familiar. What is this? And then I started playing through. Like, oh, okay. And I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. It looked goofy, like just the animation style of it and everything. But playing it, it was great.
And it was
really short too. There's another short and sweet one.
Pretty faithful remake to the original, which is the game that got me into Zelda because I had the original Link's Awakening DX on Game Boy Color back in the day, and I just recently played through both the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color version for retro achievements and got all the achievements in both of them. But yeah, I like Link's Awakening. It was up there. I forget what it was, but it was in my top 5 Zelda games when we did top 5 Zelda games as episode 3. Let's see here real quick. I had it my number 4 on Zelda games. I really like that game. But that was before I had played the remaster. But anyways, he said that he recently played the Trails in the Sky remake and liked it, but he likes the original more. So, hey, Crazy Landlow's here with a new avatar. What's up, Crazy Landlow? We are currently talking about remakes / remasters that we really liked.
Yeah, AC really likes that remake too, that Lois said.
Oh, the Trails in the Sky, yes.
Yeah.
I know he's a big fan of that as well. So we were talking about, because a lot of remakes have been butchered. Like one of the remakes that I know was I've never played it or the original, but I've heard it was absolutely god awful. Was 13 was like a first person shooter, and I've heard the remake is absolute garbage fire.
Yeah, they messed that up a lot.
The recently, I think it was last year, they re-released the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, and that remake was terrible. So we're talking about some remakes that were good. So but yeah, Ryan was just talking about the Thing remastered. So, Carl, what about you? What's a remake or remaster that you really were a fan of?
I got 3.
All right.
The first one is Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Okay.
Thought those remakes were absolutely amazing. Would probably put them in my top 5 of my favorite Pokemon games.
And the original was on what, and the remake is on what? Is it?
The originals were Game Boy Advance games, and these were 3DS games.
Thank you.
So I don't think I'm going to be blowing anyone away by saying that Mega Evolutions and one of the most popular generations out there, Gen 3, kind of goes together like, ice cream and chocolate syrup. After that, the other one I would say I really liked was Persona 3 Reloaded.
Okay.
Because Persona 3 is probably my favorite JRPG of all time. So I was very happy and satisfied with what I got for the remake of that one. And I just had the third one. It was just on my mind, and it just like disappeared.
Just slipped your mind.
Yeah, it's oh damn. Come back to me on that one.
All right. And Crazy Landlord says, "You're the first to acknowledge my new profile picture, my true form under the blue Spider-Man mask." Well, I'm glad that I was the first one to maybe not notice, but the first one to comment on it. So good to see you, Crazy Landlord. All right, Shred. What about you? What's a remake or remaster that you did enjoy?
Well, I got a couple. Because one of them goes back to my main genre of Metroidvanias, and it is Metroid Zero Mission.
Yes, I didn't write that down, but I should have, because Metroid Zero Mission is fantastic.
It is, and I think it was my first 2D Metroid game that I actually played.
When you were on top 5 Metroidvanias, Zero Mission was your number 4.
Oh, was it really?
Yep.
I forgot what the fact that you can pull that up that quick is actually pretty impressive.
So, just so everyone knows, when Shred was on top 5 Metroidvanias, his number 5 was Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Number 4 was Metroid Zero Mission. Number 3 was Super Metroid. Number 2 was Hollow Knight. Number 1 was Metroid Prime 2. Let's go. I love Metroid
Yeah.
Prime.
Neo has a dossier on everyone like he's KGB. That's what he is.
Yeah, that one changed because Bloodstained, it kind of gets kicked out of there. I tried replaying it and I couldn't do it. It's like, it just does not feel the same at all as to what I remember. And I hate it now. So, oh well.
What would you replace it with?
I mean, just because I already mentioned Zero Mission, I'll just say that for now. Probably
that was already on your list, though.
One of my top ones. Oh yeah, that's right. You did just say that. Last Faith. And Last Faith probably goes up a little bit higher, too. That one is one that I've been recommending to people a lot. It's like if you have Blasphemous and Bloodborne and they have a love child, that's what you're playing when you play The Last Faith. It's great.
Like Blasphemous. I have Blasphemous 2, haven't played it yet. I have Last Faith, haven't played it yet, but I will be playing them both at some point. So,
Last Faith sounds like
you're gonna
band.
love The Last Faith.
That's what it sounds like to me.
What was that, Carl?
It sounds like a 90s band.
A 90s band.
Yeah.
So, sorry, but go ahead. Yeah, Zero Mission.
So the thing with Zero Mission is that when considering it was my first 2D Metroid game that I played, because before that I had played the Prime games.
Okay.
But also the fact that it's the remake of like the OG Metroid, which to be honest, I tried to play it. I tried. I found it just to be unplayable. I think I got as far as I killed Ridley, and then I just I don't want to keep doing this. It's like I understand
it's rough.
I understand it's a product of its time. It's for, considering like the limits on how much memory the thing can hold, and the people that would play it just like they come home and like they play it to just like get lost in this world that but when you're actually playing it as like a more with more modern standards, it's like I don't know, I found it to be unplayable. It just was not for me. But Zero Mission was just like, you can play it now. You can play this game, but better.
Yes, Zero Mission is fantastic. I haven't played Zero Mission since I played through it either earlier this year or last year on Metroidvania Monday. Last year, because that's what I started Metroidvania Monday with, was Zero Mission. But just recently, over like the last couple of weeks, I did play. I've been playing a couple of Metroid ROM hacks, and I played Super Metroid GBA Edition, which is someone rebuilt Super Metroid within the Metroid Zero Mission.
Really?
Essentially, and it is awesome.
That's gotta run nice.
Oh, I like it way better than the original Super Metroid because it's so much it's just so much more smoother and less clunky.
Yeah.
But it was great. The one complaint I had about the Super Metroid GBA edition is that because they're only working with the framework of what was already in Zero Mission, they do change a couple of the bosses, and some of the bosses are removed. But for the most part, I think all the changes were basically an upgrade. My one complaint is that the end of the game when you fight Mother Brain is after you beat Mother Brain in the jar, you know, it would fall down to the ground and then it would turn into like the monster version. Because that wasn't in Zero Mission, there was no way to redo that. So once you beat Mother Brain in the jar, it goes straight to the escape sequence. That's my one complaint.
Oh, that's lame.
But other than that, all the changes are fantastic.
Because the thing is, like, that's a big one because even just like story relevance, just like that scene where you're getting messed up, and you know, it's like that whole thing is kind of like a huge thing about Super Metroid and how that ends. It's like, oh man.
But yeah, Crazy Landlord says sounds like I should try that ROM hack out. Yes, I recommend Super Metroid.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
It is great because it runs like Zero Mission, but you're basically playing through Super Metroid. So it was fantastic. There's another ROM hack called Super Metroid Revamp, which I want to check out. I have it, but I haven't played it yet. But it's also a Zero Mission hack, but it's supposedly even better than the GBA edition, but I haven't played it yet.
Okay. Yeah, the thing with Zero Mission that to me is that it also like the bonus points is not so much the game itself, it's just that I also watched our buddy JM play it, and just watching the salt from him making through like the post game where you lose your suit and you have to like do the stealth through the space lobsters, and just watching that just makes Zero Mission that much funnier to me. Just every time I remember I bring it up, like, yo, you love space lobsters, JM? Like that freaking game.
It's like rock lobster, space lobster.
Yeah.
I hate that freaking song though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zero Mission is great.
Yeah, because like for those, I was thinking between like Zero Mission and the remake for the second one, but that one I didn't really go with too much because I actually played the original, you know, Metroid 2, like in black and white and everything, and I actually enjoyed it. Like that one, I actually played through it and enjoyed it in its original form. I'm like, okay, that.
So when I started Metroidvania Monday, I started with Zero Mission, and then I played because I had never played any version of Metroid 2 yet. But I had played Zero Mission way back in the day, but I'd never played original NES Metroid. But I did Zero Mission, and then I did AM2R. So I played AM2R first, and then earlier this year, I went back and I played original NES Metroid, and that was rough. That's a painful game to get through. And then I played original Game Boy version of Metroid 2 for the first time, and because I played it immediately after the original Metroid, I really enjoyed it just because of how much of an improvement it was over the original Metroid.
Yeah. No, it was actually surprisingly good, considering like this is for the Game Boy. Like,
I've not played
Samus Returns. Metroid games just have good upgrades. Because one of the biggest ones to me, and for the Prime ones, listen, they made the trilogy because being able to replay Primes 1 and 2 with the motion controls, to me, it can't go back.
I like the motion controls in 3. I haven't played the trilogy yet with the motion controls in 1 and 2, but I'm looking forward to doing that at some point.
Oh, you gotta. It's like you're playing those two with the motion controls, because the remaster that they did for Metroid Prime on the Switch also lets you play with the motion controls if you set it that way. So it's just like the way to do it. And the thing is, it's funny because the reason I mentioned that is because the other game that I also liked the remaster for was for Okami, where they made it for the Switch as well, because they made it like they just hired HD, so it's just better looking and everything.
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, so the Okami it's a game that I really fell in love with. The thing about that one is that if you play it on the Switch, you also have the motion controls, which again, to me, that is the way to play it, just because of the controls, you know, which is why I'm going back to thinking about like Metroid Prime, and then they added motion controls to it. Same with Okami. It's like you have, instead of like aiming the brush with the control sticks and feeling all clunky, it's like you just push the button that brings up the scroll and you just do the motion controls like that. And it's like, it just comes so naturally and smoothly. And it is the way to play that game. I don't think it even had to be a remake, because I think originally it was also on the Wii, and the Wii also had the motion controls. So I guess the Switch remake wasn't necessary to have that if you just played it on the Wii, but either way, playing it with the motion controls is just like the way to go. Yeah, so like on the PS2, if you don't have the motion controls, I recommend that you play the version that does have it,
So I have it on Xbox, and I started it because I dived it and got the first achievement, and I know exactly what you're talking about, where you have to do the paintbrush on screen. It is kind of awkward doing it with an actual joystick, whereas it would make a lot more sense with motion controls.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. And I was trying to mess with how to get it to play on Steam, because I have it on Steam as well. It came as part of a bundle when I bought Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak. The thing is that I'm trying to figure out how to, because you can't just aim with the mouse. It doesn't really tie in very well. So I'm trying to figure out how to get the motion controls with, like, I have this other controller that's like a FlyDigi Vader Pro, and I'm trying to see using that third party thing to see if I could just do the motion so I can aim like this. It still feels a little weird, but I'm gonna mess around with it and see if I can get it to where I'm satisfied with it. But yeah, that's the fact that they remade that on the Switch, so it's like HD and it's got responsive motion controls and everything. It's really nice. I strongly recommend playing that version of it specifically.
Yeah, you're kind of convincing me. So, but I've already started on Xbox, so that's what I'll be playing it on. But that doesn't mean I won't play it again on something else. So,
there you go.
Exactly.
Nice, Okami. So, but yeah, one of the other thing I was going to mention while we we're talking about Metroid is so now, because before I had never played any version of Metroid 2. It was like the only mainline Metroid I hadn't played. But now I've done AM2R and the original 2. I just haven't played Samus Returns because that was a 3DS game, and I've never had a 3DS game, but I will play it at some point. So,
that was fun.
Yeah, I've heard from a lot of people say that AM2R is the best version of Metroid 2. So, and of the two that I played, I would agree. So, but okay, so as I mentioned, I was a big fan of Link's Awakening, not my favorite remake of all time, but I did really like it. Zero Mission would also be up there. I can't believe I didn't even think about that one, but I loved Zero Mission. It was my number one favorite 2D Metroid until just recently. But I definitely agree with Zero Mission. But my number one, actually, I'll save that one for just a second. But another remake / remaster that I'm a huge fan of, and it was my most played game last year, 2024. That was Tony Hawk 1+2. I played the crap out of that. It was in my quick resume for basically 6 months because I was just talking about this on my stream I was on a couple days ago. But there's an achievement for beating both Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 with all like 30 skaters or whatever it was. And a lot of people were complaining about that, but I had no problem with it because I just love playing this game. So it took a while. I just piecemealed it, played, like 1 or 2 skate parks a day. And over the course of like 6 months, got through the game with all the skaters, and I had no problem with that and had a lot of fun with it. And it was just a fantastic remake. So I had a lot of fun with that. Great game. I'm doing the exact same thing right now with Tony Hawk 3+4. I would be surprised if it's not my most played game of 2025. But the 1+2 remake is definitely better. But I'm still having a lot of fun with Tony Hawk 3+4, and I'm having to go through 3 and 4 with all 30 skaters for that achievement. So I've only done 5 out of the 30 skaters, so I've still got a ways to go, but I'm having fun with that. But 1+2 remake is excellent. But easily my number one most favorite remake / remaster of all time is also in my top 3 games of all time. And that was something that Shred just mentioned a couple minutes ago, because it was already my favorite Metroid game. And then when it got the remake, it clear and away became my favorite. And that is the Metroid Prime Remastered, because I've always said that Metroid Prime 1 and 2 I like pretty much even. It's just when we did our ranking, because I typically do 1 game per franchise, it would be 1 and 2 would be up there at number 1. But I didn't put 2 at the top just because there's a couple of tiny little gripes I have with 2 that I don't have with 1. And so by that, I had to put 1 over 2. But I do love them about equal. My biggest gripe with both of them, though, is just how clunky the controls are. So when they did the remaster, they could have left it with the GameCube graphics. And if the only thing they changed was adding the modern controls so you can move and look around at the same time with each of your joysticks, that's the only thing I needed to put it at number 1. But the fact that they increased the graphics and made it look prettier and stuff, it is easily my number 1 favorite Metroid game, and it is in my top 3 games of all time. The Metroid Prime Remaster is phenomenal. And when I first, because I didn't have a Switch when it got announced, I didn't get it in my Switch until later. And the person I bought my Switch from had Metroid Prime Remastered with it, so I got it with my Switch.
Oh, nice.
Great. But when it was announced at $40. I'm like, $40 for that? That seems like a ripoff. I think $40 is completely justified. Fortunately, I didn't have to pay for that because it came with my Switch since I bought it secondhand.
Right.
But $40 is definitely a reasonable asking price, although I'm sure you could probably get it for cheaper. Maybe not new, but you could definitely buy it secondhand for cheaper than that. But
and even just seeing that opening scene with Metal Ridley in HD, it's just like with the sparks and all the cables breaking and everything. It's like, oh yeah.
So yeah, my number 1 is easily Metroid Prime Remastered. So lowest expectations saying that Wind Waker HD is the best Zelda remake. I haven't played Wind Waker HD, but from what I hear, because I'm not a huge fan of Wind Waker and I'm not a huge fan of Skyward Sword, but they both have HD versions, and I've heard that the HD versions of both of those games basically address all of my gripes with the original ones. So I can't say, but from what I hear, both of those HD versions are really good. So
Wind Waker's GOAT, best Zelda game.
So, but Lois also said that Nier Replicant is a good remaster too. Even added extra content. Same with Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition. Nice.
I heard those are good ones. So,
Christian Frades is here as well. Good evening, Christian. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you are doing well, buddy. So, all right. Anybody else have any remakes, remasters they want to give a shout out to?
I remembered my third one.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and it was Yakuza Kiwami 2. Yes, the Kiwami remakes have been very well done with the Yakuza series. Can't wait for Kiwami 3. That looks amazing. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
All right, Yakuza Kiwami 2 remake was really good. All right.
Yes.
All right, so on to our next topic for tonight. Since it is getting near Halloween, it is October. It's getting spooky season. So I was like, let's throw a little bit of a spooky question on the agenda for tonight. And this is all thanks to Melee James on his Melee Madness stream last week. Somehow it came up or it might have been Steam Roulette. I don't remember. Either way, I remember James was talking about I think it was Roulette, actually. And he was talking about what's your favorite, or maybe not your favorite, but what is a game that freaked you out that's not a scary game? So I wanted to go around and talk about what is your favorite or what is the scariest non-scary game. So it's not like a horror game, but it might have something that freaked you out or spooked you or something along those lines. So curious from you guys, what's a not typically scary game that maybe scared you in some way? So the first thing that I don't know if they talked about it on that stream, but the first thing that popped into my head was a lot of people haven't played a game that I absolutely love because, and I learned this word because of this game. The word is thalassophobia, and it's the fear of large open spaces of water. And I learned about this word because I saw a lot of people talking about it across various forums and stuff in regards to the game Subnautica, which I absolutely love. This is one of my favorite games of like the last decade. I've spent hundreds of hours playing this game. I love it. And it can be very eerie. It's not intended to be a scary game, but there are some scary deep sea monsters in this that can definitely freak you out. So this was the first thing that popped into my head. I've played it so many times now that I typically know where, because the big scary monsters basically stay in the same areas, but sometimes they can still sneak up on you and they'll be like, holy crap, and just scare the bejesus out of you. So Subnautica is definitely one of those games. It's not meant to be a scary game, but it can definitely be scary, even if you don't have thalassophobia. But if you do have thalassophobia, just the fact of going in deep water, not being able to see the surface or the bottom can freak people out. So that's the first thing that popped into my head. I've got a couple others, but that was the first thing that popped in my head, and it was kind of the inspiration because I've like I said, I've seen people talk about this thalassophobia. I just never thought of making a a party chat topic out of it until it came up on Melee or Steam Roulette the other day. It's like, oh, that's a good question for party chat. So shout out to Melee James for what is a non-scary game that you found scary or spooky. So Shred, what's something that fits that definition for you?
To be honest, like I can't really think of one right now because like I can think of games that I felt that way about, but like back when I was a kid.
That works.
Like,
I have one that I'm going to talk about. That was
when
I was a kid.
Now. Okay, because one of them was actually, and it was more like a matter of like specific levels, where one of them being with in Banjo-Kazooie, there was a level where you go into the water, it's the beach level, and since you're speaking of thalassophobia, which, by the way, you Google that, you'll get some really cool looking images, by the way, but anyway, but yeah, it's the fact that it has to do with water. You hop into the water, and then like the music changes, and that shark just comes out and starts chasing you. You're just like, oh no, no, no. That one, I remember that. I actually being afraid of that when I was a kid, trying to play through that, and I hated it. And I was just like really stubborn because there would be like things that would, I think like at the beginning of the level where you have to go under the dock that you spawn in, and I'm just like, but there's a shark in there. And I remembered like playing this as a kid, I was actually really scared to like try and get that thing, but I wanted it. So I kind of had to just like go in there and just like, I would like start like tensing up, trying to like smashing the swim button and getting in there to try to get it. Cause like, I don't know, for some reason, it just really creeped me out when I was a kid playing that. And it was a similar feeling with like the Mario levels where, you know, you're just kind of running along and then like the sun just like comes off
the sun,
the sky and then just starts chasing you around. And then in another Mario level where like I think it was the one where I think it was Super Mario. I forgot exactly what it was called. I think it was like Super Mario World 2. The one that's like a reskin of another game.
Super Mario World 2 was Yoshi's Island.
No, it's a different one I'm thinking of then. Because it was one that was like a reskin of another game that had nothing to do with Mario. Where you could play as one of 4 characters.
So Mario 2 was and I learned this actually just recently. So in Japan, Mario 2, what we know as the Lost Levels, was actually Mario 2, Super Mario Brothers 2. Because Lost Levels was just so difficult, they're like, oh, dumb, you know, Westerners being us can't handle it, so we'll make that as like a spin-off game and call it Lost Levels. And what we got as Super Mario Brothers 2 was originally a game called Doki Doki Panic, if I remember correctly. That was originally, that might have been it, and that's what we got as Super Mario Brothers 2. But they reskinned it with Mario and released it to the West as Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah, because I remember like the part from that game where
between Mario,
you would go down into those weird pots. Exactly. Yeah, that's the one. And I forgot exactly. I remember there was something weird that happened there because it doesn't look like a Mario game either. The fact that you can just pick up turnips from the ground and stuff, which I guess Peach can do in Smash Brothers now. But yeah, it's like those areas where like you would go down those weird vase looking things, and there would be like 3 platforms with a key. You grab the key, and then like one of the masks in the background just comes off and starts chasing you.
Yes.
I don't know. The thing about things like that chasing me as a kid would just freak me the hell out because now it's just like, whatever. Like I don't care. But like, and that's kind of why I'm struggling to think of something that's like scary but not supposed to be, because like I just think of those games from back then. I don't know what would have that effect on me now, to be honest.
Because when you said Mario, I have a couple written down that were Mario related. And I was surprised you didn't
really?
touch on either of them.
Really? Okay. So
a couple others that I thought of that were Mario related, since we're on the topic of Mario, both from Mario 64, is when you're underwater and there's the eel from like that bay level.
That one didn't have that effect on me. Yeah, no, that one didn't.
That one was freaky, and I remember a lot of people being freaked out by that. And then in the Haunted Mansion level, the piano scaring the crap out of people coming alive.
Oh, there were a lot of things also, since I did talk about Banjo-Kazooie. There were some things in Banjo-Kazooie also outside of that except that this level was supposed to be like scary, I guess, because it was like a Halloween themed horror graveyard level in Banjo-Kazooie, where there's like tombstones and little pumpkins and wolves howling in the background and stuff like that. But like everything was just like, oh, it's just Halloween themed. But there was just like this one section where there was a giant piano, which I just remembered because you just said it. And there's like the giant ghost hand that just like plays the keys, and like the thing is it's basically Simon Says, I guess, where you have to press the keys that the hand plays in the same order. But like that giant hand for some reason, I thought was like the creepiest thing, because it wasn't. I don't know what it was about it when I was playing through that game, where like the horror stuff didn't scare me. It was the shark, and for some reason that hand was just super creepy. It was like a giant ghost hand, but of course it didn't have the same effect when I played Smash Brothers, and you have to fight Master Hand. Like I don't know. It's like something like there's like something very subtle that some games just do in such a way that it gives you that effect.
They have a 106 on it.
Don't even remind me of that, man. I'm sad. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card called number 106 Giant Hand that at the time was like, I bought the price card. It was like $500. They got stolen out of my car when I went into my house for like 10 minutes. And just bad memories.
Okay. I have no idea what you're referring to. So
yeah, it's a $500 card, which is now probably worth like $2,000.
Oh, ouch. That's painful. So, yeah, I've got a couple more to talk about that were from my childhood. But what about you, Ryan? Do you have any creepy games that aren't typically regarded as creepy, scary games?
Yeah, I do. It's actually, I mean, the one that would be the easiest, but it doesn't really count because it comes from an actual horror franchise. I think the theme game actually was, it comes off as a thriller instead of like the actual movie where it's kind of more horror. I think they shifted genres, but I thought that was too easy. So what I'm actually going to pick is Fallout New Vegas because of Vault 22.
I did think about because I haven't played New Vegas, but there are some creepy vaults in Fallout 3, which I have played. So I did think about that, but I was like, it's been so long.
I don't want to say too much then. Okay, so Vault 22
I will be playing New Vegas at some point.
Has been taken over by, let's just say, Killer Fauna. And I don't want to tell you why now. Let's just say the Killer Fauna, it has a way of surprising you if you're not ready for it. It's a lot of fun. It's not meant to be, I mean, Fallout New Vegas is not a horror game. It's an RPG. It has maybe some, thriller elements, maybe slight horror elements to it because of this Vault 22. Damn it! I keep telling you what vault it is. So when he shows
what vault number it was.
Yeah, I know. So like when Neo shows up, he's like going, "All right." So what
it'll probably be many
years.
It'll probably be many years till I actually get around to playing it. So by then I could easily forget.
So anyway, the long story short, the Killer Fauna decides to ambush you in really weird locations when you don't expect it, and it's something that's fun. I played it when I was older. Obviously, I was in my 20s. I wasn't like I wasn't like freaked out, but it was enough to startle me. I was like going, all right, nice. You caught me off guard. I liked it. So, yeah, that's where I'm gonna go with that one. It's very simple, Vault 22. But a solid shout out to again the Thing game, the Thing remastered, the same game, just done better. It is not a horror game like the movie's a horror movie. It's actually just it's more of a thriller and has some jump scares, and it's a lot of fun. So go play that, but also play Fallout New Vegas.
Okay, good stuff. So, Carl, you got any non-spooky games?
So there are a few games I would put out there that are like interesting in terms of like the enemy designs and stuff like that are technically not spooky, but are, weird, I guess you would say. I kind of put this as a category of like weird games,
Okay.
So like games like Atlas has made, like Catherine, which I always like to point out there because that is
very weird games.
Incredibly weird storyline and concept behind that one. I don't want to spoil it too much because people should go play that game. Other games are another recent one is Metaphor Refantasio. And it's not so much like it has horror aspects, but some of the bosses that you fight have like really messed up storylines of how they became like the boss for that level. And they're all called humans in this game too. Like they're these enemies that you fight. They're called humans. So it's a fascinating, like little twist there. But I would recommend if you haven't played that yet, go check it out. It is on Game Pass too, so if people don't want to pay for it and want to try it out first, I believe there's also a demo, and the demo goes pretty far into the game. But one of them in particular has a pretty twisted and messed up storyline. That's what I'll say for that one. Besides that, like other weird games out there are like Def Jr. for the PSP.
I haven't heard of that.
Def Jr. is a platforming game where you play as this little Grim Reaper.
Oh, never mind. You've talked about this game before.
Yeah, it has a comic book for people who maybe want to check it out before they play the game, and it did get a sequel on the PSP and the Wii of all places too, which is weird. Besides that, there's obviously if we're gonna go with Ryan's definition of more of a thriller than a game that's actually supposed to be scary. Slay the Princess is a game that I always highly recommend to everyone out there to go check out at least once because it is awesome and it has a really great story and I love it so much.
Best visual novel?
Best visual novel hands down. Shout out to Black Tabby Games.
I was actually there for your stream for that one. That one was actually pretty great.
Yeah.
Slay the Princess.
Yeah.
That's different.
While you were talking about Metaphor Refantasio and like how weird and messed up some of the characters can be, I haven't played it, but I know it's another franchise that you're a big fan of. From what I've heard, there's some similar aspects in. I don't know about both, but at least one of the Psychonauts games.
Psychonauts games are fun, but the Psychonauts art style is like Tim Burton-esque. Mm-hmm. Versus like in Metaphor, they're inspired by like old 15th century paintings. Okay. That's where they got their inspiration from. It's like heavily inspired by Western old like 1600s paint. I forget the exact name of the artist that they reference. But that's what they're inspired by is like old paintings like that. A couple other like ones that I like to give a shout out to. Plague's Tale games. Not really like horror, more like thrillers, but I love those games.
I thought about that while I was thinking about answers to this question. I'm like, it doesn't quite fit, but those are I haven't played the second one yet, but I played the first one, and I'm really hoping that it doesn't leave Game Pass because I just was looking at it last night. Requiem, which is the second one, has actually been on Game Pass longer than the first one was. Yeah. And it joined, I think, on release. So
yeah, it did. It was a day one.
It may be leaving Game Pass at the end of this month, and I hope it doesn't because I've got other games that I need to play. But if it does, that'll be my number one priority.
Yeah, Requiem is approaching probably top 10 status with me because I really do love that game, especially because I loved Uncharted 2, and that's like the closest feeling to Uncharted 2 I've ever had in a game for a while.
Okay.
And then the other one that just came out recently, Hell Is Us.
I've heard about that one. That's a Souls-like, right?
Kinda. It's not really a Souls-like. It's more so like, how the best way to describe it? They drop you in a world and you just explore kind of deal. And it's kind of creepy. Its setting is vaguely Eastern European without fully going in on Eastern European. It's like a fantasy Eastern European, adventure. Really interesting concept. And like I said, there's no maps or guided checkpoints. They literally tell you, hey, if you're going to play this game, just go into it and have fun.
Okay. It's funny. I just got a notification just shortly ago from someone I'm friends with, a fellow streamer, said something about arguably the creepiest Metroid game. He's playing Metroid Prime 2 right now. So...
Yeah, that one is the creepiest one because of the ing and the possession thing that they got going on, and the light and dark. Oh yeah, it's great. But I didn't want to bring up Metroid again. But
But Metroid's all inspired by Alien, which is freaking
yeah.
scary
Yeah, I mean,
movie,
the thing is, and this is one of the things that I talked about every time I was talking about why I love it so much, is how it just throws you in there. You're by yourself. Everything's trying to kill you, and the game's just like, figure it out, bitch. Like,
yeah, the Metroid franchise
it's there, yeah.
in isolation. So,
yeah, it's great. I love that about it. That's why Metroid Prime 3 was so weird when suddenly there's like people talking to you and you're just like, dude, what?
Yeah.
What is this other person doing in my Metroid game?
Friendly NPCs. What is this?
I want to say, fun fact, without Star Wars, we might not have had an iconic alien ship.
I want my iconic slave role.
What are you talking about, the Nostromos?
Yeah, from the first Alien movie.
Interesting.
Because all those, the way that they made the ship is they bought all Star Wars model kits and just took them apart and made them into stuff like that.
That's funny.
That is a fun fact. I did not know that.
Yeah, I think I actually heard that.
You wanted to add now?
Huh?
No, I was just gonna tell Neo for something else that I wanted to add out to the thing after your.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
Yeah, so because I was thinking again to bring up Hollow Knight again, because it's not supposed to be a horror game, but it does have certain levels that are meant to be creepy. One of them, if you remember the Soul Sanctum, if you remember how like it's got like the organ music playing and there's like ghosts and stuff. And like but it's not just like the obvious thing that would make it creepy. It's also just that like if you actually look up what the lore is behind what they did in the Soul Sanctum and why all those ghosts are there. And I don't know if you remember where you fought the Soul Master, how he like crashes down through the glass.
Yes.
And you see like all the piles of bodies just in the background. So like if you actually look up the lore of like the happenings that were happening in the the Soul Sanctum and why, you know how your character uses soul to use his powers and to heal and stuff, but back when the kingdom was still alive, the use of soul was like a huge taboo. And you read into the lore as to like why that was going on. And then there's the other obvious area, Deep Nest, the area with all the spiders where everything's dark. And you pretty much like creepy. That was like the biggest offender of why you just cannot find a map. You know how you always go like, yeah, you enter a new area, you got to find the map guy. And this is like the one area where you just could not find the guy. And then when you finally did, he's like shaking, and like it's the only time that you don't hear him singing because he's like shaking in fear because you're just like surrounded by spikes and spiders and.
I didn't realize
so you probably just never got the map for that.
No, I got it. I just didn't realize that he wasn't singing like he is in all the other areas. Yeah,
because he's just like shaking in fear because like you're surrounded by spikes and spiders, darkness, all these giant centipedes crawling around, and it's but like that one, like it was supposed to be creepy, but the game itself isn't like a scary game. But it does have some really like and then one more thing from there as well. If you remember the warrior spirit, No Eyes. Look up the lore for that one. I mean, the No Eyes, it kind of gives you a hint as to how he lost his eyes. Yeah, but the lore behind that and like why the singing while you're fighting him and all that, the thing with the warrior spirits is that they were originally backers that like sent in like their ideas for bosses that then Team Cherry incorporated into the game.
Oh, okay.
So they did their own little tweaks to kind of adjust them to fit what they were going for in the game and all that. And No Ice was one where Team Cherry read the submission for what the lore behind the spot should be, and they're just like, "What the hell? Like, go to therapy, dog." they did a little tweaks, but like you could actually look up, I think, like on Reddit or something, what the lore is for No Eyes.
Yeah, it's Hollow Knight and Dark Souls are both where like I played through them and got not all the achievements, but I did basically everything there was in the game. I'll get all the achievements in Dark Souls, but not Hollow Knight. But I still know nothing about so there's like no story in the game. It's all like you have to go out of the game and stuff, or like background stuff.
You got to piece together the lore and do all. Yeah,
like I'm not doing that.
And
so I know nothing
if you actually just look up under the. Yeah, if you actually like look that up, like it gets really deep and interesting, and you start pointing out connections and stuff that. And the reason I brought that up was because there were some areas in that game that were really messed up when you actually understand the lore behind it.
Yeah, I got a good topic for another show next week.
Hold on, just say on Deep Nest, the one thing that I remember the most from that are those I don't know what kind of creatures they were, but their like mask opens up, and those things,
Oh yeah.
I hated those things.
Yeah, they were like the giant, the grown beastly spiders that they were just like blocking your way in the tunnel. So you didn't have the shade dash that gave you the iframe, so you dashed. So they were a pain in the dick to try to get through. Yeah.
Yep, they blocked. I hated those guys. So, all right, Carl, did you want to tell me or did you want to DM me?
I could just tell you this now because it doesn't matter to me. Games you've never played but you know all the lore about.
Oh, that's a good one. Games you play. No, didn't.
Azura's Wrath.
No, the lore. It's funny because I did 100% Azura's Wrath, and I went on my Xbox community. I went on their podcast because I needed to talk about that game, and I ranted about it for about a half an hour. Although it was mainly about it's a good game with terrible achievement set. So, but anyways, all right. So as for a couple others that I wanted to mention, so yeah, like I said, Subnautica is kind of the first thing that popped in my head. I did write Metroid Dread just because of when you're escaping from the Emmys once they detect you is freaking nerve-wracking. And that's the main reason why I don't have Metroid Dread in my top echelon of Metroid games is solely because of the Emmys. If it wasn't for the Emmys, it would be much higher in my list.
I love that. I actually love that about the game. It is such a ride. Like the thing about the Emmys too is the fact, and this is, I think, masterful on the development team's end here. When you get caught, there is a glimmer of hope that you can escape if you like parry that attack, but it's like semi-random and the window is tiny.
The window is tiny and it changes, but I did it twice in a row in one time, and then I still got caught a third time.
Yeah.
I parried it twice in a row. I'm like, yes, let's go. And then I got caught and killed anyways.
But like the reason it's so wild to me, because like you're like when they catch you, like you're supposed to just be screwed, but they just threw that in there just to give you that little bit of hope to keep you fighting till the very end. And that to me, I think is amazing. That is a great little detail just to like sprinkle in there. It's like a little bit of hope can go a long way when it comes to the experience of you're fighting for your freaking life, you know?
I totally agree with that because I do like the fact that you can. It's hard, but you can counter them. That's one of my big gripes of playing a lot of Mass Effect 3 multiplayer is there's enemies that can instantly kill you. It would be nice if there was something like that where it's tough, but if you can do it, you can pull off some sort of counter and get out of it, but there isn't. So, yeah, just those Emmy escape sequences can be freaking nerve-wracking when it's like right on your butt. You're like, oh crap, 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 oh crap. And then you like get around the corner and you cloak and you hide and you're like stuck to the ceiling and you're invisible and you're like, don't breathe, don't breathe. You're holding your breath while you're playing the game. It's like, obviously the game can't tell if you're breathing, but you hold your breath hoping that it can't detect you.
Right. You're really into it. Like that's the thing. You're really immersed in the situation.
So those sections were nerve-wracking. Another game, Half-Life 1, is got with basically the head crabs turn humans into zombies, but they're still alive. You can hear them screaming, but it's muffled because it's coming through the head crab. It's really freaking creepy. And Half-Life 2 as well. I didn't write this down, but Half-Life 2 has a freaking horror level. We don't go to Ravenholm. That level is freaking scary. And the rest of the game is not scary, but that one level is creepy. It basically turns into a zombie game. So Half-Life 1 and 2 both have some not typically scary games, but they have some scary aspects to them. A couple from my childhood, as you're like, I have some from my childhood, but it's like, oh, those are absolutely qualify. The Jurassic Park game on Super Nintendo has a couple of scary aspects. When you go inside buildings, it turns into a first-person shooter like Doom on Super Nintendo, but with dinosaurs, and that always scared the crap out of me. I'm like, I tried to avoid going into the buildings as much as possible, but you have to in order to beat the game. And then there's also one area where the T-Rex spawns, and there's only one weapon that you can't defeat the T-Rex, but there's one weapon that actually has some effect on it. It's a tranquilizer dart. And when you get around that area, it's like tense. Like, is it going to show up? Is it going to show up? And then it shows up like, oh crap! Just like the Emmy. It's like, if you don't have the weapon equipped, the tranquilizer dart, you're screwed. You're like, oh crap. And it runs and it'll probably grab you and eat you. So that had some very tense moments in it, which is why part of the reason why I never actually beat that game. I got really close, but I never actually beat it. I will beat it at some point. but I never beat it because it also has no save. So every time you start the game, you have to start over from the beginning. And there's not a whole lot of direction of where you need to go and what you need to do in order to beat the game. So I was never sure what I needed to do to beat it. But I know I got really close one time. Another childhood game that had some creepy sections, Ocarina of Time. The Shadow Temple and Under the Well was freaking creepy. And I hated those parts. I mentioned Mario 64.
I was about to bring up Ocarina of Time too. Because just going into the future and like seeing everything be ruined, and there's like I forgot what they were called, those zombies that freeze you. Yeah,
I hate
just the whole premise of like how you go into the future and everything is destroyed and the sky is red and black and zombies everywhere. It's like, dude,
yes,
like that's messed up. We screwed up somewhere here, my man.
So Ocarina of Time definitely has some creepy stuff going for it as well. I mentioned Mario 64, the piano and the eel. Arkham Asylum had a really great.
Majora's Mask are creepy. Like that one, you don't even have to. You could point at any given. Like you can pull up a playthrough of Majora's Mask and take the player and just like click on any random spot in the timeline, and it's probably something creepy.
Yeah, Majora's Mask is even darker than Ocarina of Time for sure.
Yeah.
Arkham Asylum has a couple great jump scares, and one part that not even a jump scare, but just has you like freaking out. It's like, wait, what the heck is going on right here? So Arkham Asylum's got some good stuff. Not a scary game, but is definitely steeped in creep. Oh, that's a pretty good term. Is basically everything from the Remedy universe, but my favorite is Control. I love that game, and it's got definitely some creepy things going on. In that, and then it's very similarly, Limbo is all black and white, this 2D puzzle platformer, and there's like creepy things coming out of the like spiders and stuff that are chasing you, and not exactly a horror game, but definitely has some creepy aspects to it. So those are a number of other ones that I wanted to mention that have creepy aspects, but are not scary games in and of themselves. So. Yeah.
Hollow Knight reference again, because I forgot to say when we were talking about Deep Nest.
Okay.
Nosk. Yeah, Nosk. That's it. Just Nosk. I don't know if you remember the boss that you fight in Deep Nest.
It's GNOST, right?
I do have a question.
NOSK.
Oh, NOSK. I was thinking of something else. Yes, that's like the jumping like spider mantis creature, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You go into his lair and you just see like all these other like humanoid bugs just like on nooses and hanging all over his freaking lair that he just like caught. And you see some of the bigger enemies that you struggle to fight on your way there. You just see them just like hanging from the ceiling and on cables and webs and stuff. You're just like, oh.
That's definitely a good one.
That whole lead up to getting to his lair is something.
Agreed. Ryan, what was your question?
Shred, you're like a half a second off, dude. Like you'll actually laugh on screen. You're like, and like, like I'm not joking, dude. It's bad. It's bad.
The audio and video is get out of sync.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I thought I was like, like tigers.
It's not just you, Ryan.
Okay.
It's not that big of a deal.
I wasn't even aware that was happening.
I mean, he might be like me where he's like, dude, why didn't anybody tell me earlier? So
that could be. Yeah. It's like
I need to see if I can fix that.
So yeah. This is basically a podcast. If you don't really need to see us to listen to us, so that's not that big of a deal. But if you care about it,
I mean, if you do this, yes, that makes sense. Like, but we're all on camera for the most part. I think he's like me.
Yeah,
like,
I need to see if I can fix that.
It's gonna.
I would have loved. You guys should have said something.
Sorry, I know it's way earlier, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal. So sorry.
Yeah.
But let's see here. So just catch up on chat. Lois says, yeah, not the biggest Wind Waker fan, but the improvements just made the game so much better. Twilight Princess HD is more or less exactly the same. Haven't played Skyward Sword HD, so then don't plan to. Horror elements strike best in non-horror games when you least expect it. Absolutely. Crazy Landlow, my favorite spooky game is Luigi's Mansion. I haven't played it, but I know a lot of people like those games. There's a ROM hack called Luigi's Mansion Deluxe Edition that gets updated where you can customize gameplay settings and difficulty. Nice. I wouldn't say, talking about the lore thing, I wouldn't say I know all the lore, but Metal Gear Solid, I've not played any of them except for Revengeance, so I don't know basically any of the lore. I know almost nothing about the lore of Final Fantasy and Metal Gear except for what I've learned from people that I've had on stream. So Lois says Majora's Mask is the GOAT. It is good. And Talos Principle has some creepiness to it despite not being a spooky game. I love those type of puzzle games. So I have it and I've started it, but I have not actually played through it yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I love those types of games. People talk about the eel and the piano in Mario 64, which I mentioned earlier, yep, which are both terrifying for sure, but nobody talks about the damn fish and tiny, huge island that can eat you. That's the scariest enemy in Mario 64. I don't even remember that enemy, but I'm sure I'll remember it when I play through Mario 64 here soon in the future, because I'm planning on getting through a bunch of Mario games before the end of the year. But will I do it before the end of the year? We'll see. The reason I say that is because it swims at you fast if you're close to it. So yeah, video delay. Shred's audio is like 3 seconds delayed.
Yeah, is it still like 1, 2?
No, now it's perfect.
No, you're good. But you know what, Shred? All of a sudden, we should do this. So Neo's the only one on camera to fuck with him.
Yeah, Demi says I was listening to the whole time and didn't notice because if you're not looking at it,
you're good, dude. You're good. Yeah,
I mean, it works.
That's something I'm gonna have to work after.
It's me. I'm OCD, so like that would have.
So am I. That's
okay. So I should have said something earlier. My bad, dude. That's my fault.
Thank you for saying something, man. I appreciate it.
So
that means I got something to do before my next thing. I need to get it fixed.
It might be Restream because it doesn't pair well with StreamYards if you use StreamYard. So.
No, I'm not using StreamYard. I'm just
going have something to do with OBS, but I'm doing OBS virtual camera as well. But I'm not doing any sort of filter, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
It's possible.
All right. So last topic for the night is always finish off with our favorite game from the next year, and tonight we are talking about 2012. So first off, I like this format that I've been doing the last few episodes where we each go around and give our number one favorite game from that year. And then after that, we'll kind of talk about other games we really enjoyed from that year. So I'll go ahead and start off because to absolutely no one's surprise, since I talk about it all the time, it is my number one favorite game of all time. Came out in 2012.
You son of a bitch.
Mass Effect 3.
I fucking hate your face.
Still my favorite game of all time. I literally play it at least twice a month, if not more. Is my go-to game for just hanging out with my buddy, Razik. We play it almost every weekend, playing the multiplayer together because we just love the multiplayer. It's got I think the story is great, with the exception of the ending is a disappointment, but everything up to the ending, in my opinion, is fantastic. So I love this game so freaking much, and I hope. I don't have high hopes for it, but I am hoping, with kind of like we're talking about, with the Emmy thing, you have a slight glimmer of hope in the distance. I'm hoping that since a lot of the people that worked on the Mass Effect franchise are working on what's looking like the spiritual successor to Mass Effect called Exodus, I hope it can live up to the legacy that Mass Effect set, and I really hope that game turns out to be great. But I still love Mass Effect 3, and it's, I never make any secret that it is my favorite game of all time, and it came out in 2012, so that is easily my favorite game of 2012 since it's my favorite game ever made.
Lies. He's lying. He doesn't love it because he hasn't done Mass Effect Monday in a long time.
I just did it like 2 weeks ago.
That's a long time.
It had been a while since I had done it, and it was kind of a failed stream because I was having a lot of technical difficulties. And the
so it was a failed stream.
It's still up. But if you go and look at it, my computer, it's like...
We're not talking about your penis.
It was chugging, and the stream itself frame rate was like in the single digits. But I did do a Mass Effect Monday because it had been a while since I'd done one. But I try to do a Mass Effect Monday once a month, typically the last Monday of the month. So if anyone ever wants to play Mass Effect multiplayer with me, I have it on Xbox and Steam, and I'm always happy to play the multiplayer on both, whether off or on stream. So anyone ever wants to play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, let me know. I'm happy to play. So, what about you, Shred? What's your favorite game from 2012?
Well, the funny thing is, I actually even had to pull it up on Google and see, okay, what game did I play that's from 2012? And the only one I've actually played that's from 2012 is Diablo 3. Oh. But that is a game that I really enjoyed when playing. Okay. I remember. And so that was one that I probably spent counting so many freaking hours playing, more than I spent playing Diablo 4. And the thing about that game is that I hadn't played anything exactly like it yet because I didn't understand the concept of like how you like the way you build your armor sets and all that. So like it was kind of a little more novel to me. And once I got into the rhythm of like, oh, okay, I know what to look for to get the right gems and the crafting materials, or what enemies I need to look for that have the chance to drop this piece of an armor set and all that. Like it just really gets you hooked. And that was one that I actually ended up playing with my friends a lot as well. And we were just like deep hours of the night just doing rift after rift, just like trying to see how high we could go. And just there's something very therapeutic about just being a demon hunter and being able to just like shred through just giant hordes of like demons and all this, just that are like 2 screens away from you, just because like you're like, you just get this this power level when you have everything just synergized properly, where you have all your abilities that work well together in the most efficient way possible. You're just min-maxing the hell out of it, that you could just kill things that are 2 screens away from you. And when you're playing with other people, like the teamwork, the way that it comes together, where one guy snares a giant horde in like a giant AoE, and then I just have another giant AoE of just like raining arrows, or just a giant cone blast, or I got turrets everywhere. And I there's something just really satisfying about that, where you can just do it so seamlessly, almost like without even talking, because you just see what the other person is doing, and you just instinctively know what to do to like get your abilities to synergize with theirs. And there was that was a game that, yeah, it got me really hooked. And because of that game, I put as many hours as I did into Diablo 4, even though something about Diablo 4 just didn't have that same magic, because it didn't give you that feeling of being overpowered the way that Diablo 3 did. This one didn't have those armor sets where there were like the ones where it was like the 5 pieces that would work together. You have like a specific, type of abilities that you get if you have enough of them. Like Diablo 4 didn't have that. I don't know if they do now. The thing is that the last time that I tried to play Diablo 4, I just like they wanted you to rebuy some pass or some other DLC for it to be able to play the current thing, and I just didn't want to get into it. But Diablo 3 just kind of hit that spot of like how you just feel really overpowered, but at the same time you feel like it's not just, you're not sitting there doing nothing. Like you feel like a constant sense of progress, and obviously just like the aesthetic of it, and it's just I miss those days.
Yeah, I never played any of the Diablo games, but I know I would have enjoyed them had I gotten into them. So, did you play all of them, or have you only played 3 and 4?
I've only played 3 and 4. I have not played 1 and 2.
So.
I have them. I just never got around to playing them because I bought them as a bundle too.
Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people who are big fans of the franchise. A lot of people say 2 is the best. So I was just curious if
I hear that a lot too. Yeah, I'll one day get around to it.
Okay.
That might be something to play for October.
Great Halloween
games. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, Carl. What about you? What's your favorite game from 2012?
Easily, hands down, The Last of Us Season 1. I mean, The Walking Dead Season 1. Sorry,
Walking Dead Season 1. Okay.
I was a little surprised there, not gonna lie.
I was looking at the Steelbook and it got in my head. I hate when that happens. When when you're looking at something so you read it. No, The Walking Dead Season 1, hands down, was my game of the year, and probably one of the only few games that made me cry.
Excellent game. Yeah, I've played all of the Walking Dead. That's the only Walking Dead I've had exposure to, because I never actually watched the show. But those great games are all pretty good. Although that is another one that I saw get mentioned for the Derpy Dragon meme is Walking Dead Seasons 1 and 2, and then the 3rd season called The Final something. I thought it was all right, but people were like, yeah, that third season, because you play as a completely different character. What people were saying, like, yeah, it's not good. I'm like, I thought it was all right. But yeah, Walking Dead Season 1, that's good storytelling in those games.
Yeah, I have a few honorable mentions, but we could go to Ryan.
All right. So, Ryan, what is your favorite game from 2012?
Well, mine's really lame, because it's the same as yours, because you're such a punk bitch. It's Mass Effect 3. And quite frankly, you know what? I want to kick you in the fucking balls. No.
Why did you not play Mass Effect 3 with me then?
We can play that. I mean, I have Steam.
All right, I'm going to hit you up next time I do Mass Effect Monday and be like, hey, are you in?
Okay, all right. You know what? We're going to do it.
All right.
Not like that. That sounds weird.
Yeah, exactly like that.
So
Not June anymore.
There's a lot of really good games. A lot of them I have not actually really played. So yes, Mass Effect is one of my most favorite franchises. It just falls into place. The second one that I actually really enjoyed was I'm sorry, I drew a blank. No, it's Lego Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
I like Lego games. It's weird. There's Lego Jurassic World. There's Lego Star Wars, which is the ones that actually really drew me in the PS2. There's Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, for Christ's sakes. So
Yes.
And we talked about that on Party Chat a while back. What franchise would you like to see get turned into a Lego game?
Yeah. So I mean, but Mass Effect by far. The Lego games are just like nostalgic fun. It's like a popcorn
I
video
knew what you
game.
meant.
Yeah.
Corn pop.
It's
The bad
10:30.
dude.
It's 10:30 and I've been up since like 3:45. So anyway,
Rookie.
yeah, those are. What do you mean rookie?
Rookie.
Fuck time you get up.
Whenever I feel like it.
That's gay. Don't be like that. That's so fucking gay.
Any others from 2012?
I'm a
you
man.
want to
I go to
40.
sleep when I want and wake up when I want.
No, sir. No, that's it. Also, Carl's a homo.
Yes, I am a Homo sapien. You're correct.
No, homosexual.
And that's also true.
So I saw something, Shadow. What's up, Jeff? Hopping in right as we're having this excellent discussion about the straightness of the people on the panel. What's up, Jeff? Hope you're having a good evening tonight, buddy. Good to see you. We're getting close here to the end, but we're currently just talking about our favorite games from 2012. So, Carl, what are some of your other games that you really enjoyed from 2012?
Three that I'll rattle off. Two of them are JRPGs that came out this year: Persona 4 Golden and Fire Emblem Awakening.
Oh, okay.
Both came out this year. And also, the first game in the franchise that I think everyone should play if you're a racing fan, Forza Horizon.
Ah, okay.
No. Forza's ass, dude. Come on.
What?
Forza Horizon is not ass.
I didn't say that game was ass. I said
That's
Forza's
literally
ass.
what I just said came out. You're like, that game's ass.
It's ass.
Forza's games are good. I'm just bitter because of my loss of data.
Forza Horizon is the more arcadey one, and it's more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not better than Gran Turismo.
You're
I haven't
right,
played
it's
any
better
of
than
them,
Gran
so I
Turismo
can't
in
say.
every way.
But
Just give me.
Gran Turismo is more of a sim racer. I don't really consider Forza Horizon the sim racer. They're more
No.
of the fast-paced kart.
Forza
Carl.
Motorsport would be on par with Gran Turismo, but Forza
Yeah.
Horizon would not.
Carl, I'm screwing with you, dude. I'm just giving you a hard time. Go ahead. Sorry.
Forza Horizon also takes place in Colorado.
Oh, okay. But all right, let's see here. Crazy Landlow said, "I'm probably a heretic for saying this, but Halo 4 is my favorite game from 2012. I liked Halo 4 as well. I don't know why it got as much hate as it did. So I had that on my list of other games that I enjoyed from 2012. But I've got a couple more. But Shred, you got any others from 2012 that you were a fan of, but didn't sound like it? But if you were,
Yeah,
any,
no, I don't think I had that. Yeah, because I even had to look them up and scroll through, and it's like, yeah, I know a lot of these games, I just didn't play them. I think the only one that I actually played was Diablo 3, and it was like, okay, it's a good one. That's like one of my favorite games, but yeah, it's
Okay.
also just the only one out of there that I played.
All right, so a couple others from 2012 that I was a really big fan of is Dust and Elysian Tale, which is a 2D Metroidvania. It's I played the Xbox Live Arcade version. Unfortunately, it's not backwards compatible, but it had a really pretty, like, hand-drawn art style. Talking about fursonas and furries earlier, you play as a anthropomorphic fox character, and all the characters in the game are anthropomorphic animals. But it was really pretty and bright and colorful, and had some pretty good combat, and I really enjoyed that game. And another 2D platformer-ish type game, although it is a stealth game, and my favorite game from, I almost said Klei, but apparently it's pronounced Clay, but it's Klei. The developers, they made the Shank games, and they made a couple others, but my favorite game from them was Mark of the Ninja, and it's this 2D, like, cartoony art style stealth ninja assassin game, and had a lot of fun with that one. And I was on Xbox. They released a remaster of it. I actually think I wrote it down earlier and forgot to mention it. But there, you literally can't tell the difference between the original and the remaster. But they re-released it on Xbox One because it was originally an Xbox Live Arcade game. And if you bought the original Xbox Live Arcade version, you got the remaster on Xbox One for free. So it just showed up in my library one day. I'm like, sweet, I'd love to play that again for achievements. And I was actually the 13th person to get all the achievements in that game. So that is... there's one other game that I'm planning on becoming the first person in the world to get all the achievements on Xbox once there's a patch release that fixes the broken achievements. But until that happens, Mark of the Ninja is one of my kind of claims to fame for my highest up there for fastest completions of like everyone, not in time, but like out of who got all the achievements first. So like mentioned in Mark of the Ninja, and I really like that game. They had I would love to see a sequel to that, which is a perfect segue to Thursday's episode of Top 5. We're talking about top 5 games that need sequels. That could be on my list. We'll see. But I'll mention that again at the end. And then another game that I really enjoyed from 2012 is I'm a big fan of the Trials games, not the Trails games, the Trials games where you're on the motorcycle and you have to get through the increasingly difficult tracks with as few faults as possible. And the second game came out, Trials Evolution, was a great game, and I will never get all the achievements in that one because they are incredibly difficult. But I am proud to have all the achievements in Trials HD, which is the first one. That was really tricky, but Trials Evolution is way more difficult. But I really love the Trials game. So Trials Evolution came out in 2012, and I really like that game as well. So those are all of my favorite games to do. Oh, sorry. One more. I don't know if Nightmare is still here, but I know he's a huge fan of this game. And I just played all 3 of them earlier this year. But the first one came out in 2012, and that was Dishonored. That was a lot of fun. The worst thing about it is the achievements kind of ruin the fun of the game, but it is a good game. So, but catching up here on chat, a couple others. Lois says Tales of Grace's F, which he brought up, I think, in last party chat. Hilariously bad story, but really fun game. Kid Icarus Uprising, the first game I played on 3DS, and that made me hate the 3DS. But yeah, I remember you talking about that. I think on an episode of Top 5. That was a good game. So Crazy Landless says the multiplayer in Halo 4 got a lot of hate, and after a while I understood why. Halo 5 multiplayer is amazing, though. Wish it wasn't dead. So yeah, I know Halo 5's story is not good, but I never played the multiplayer, but apparently the multiplayer is pretty good. A couple others. Oh, Demi says Forza Horizon is her jam. That's cool to hear. And some others from Lois, Dragon's Dogma, Kingdoms of Amalur. I never played it, but I was interested in playing it. East Origins, it came out here in North America in 2012. Gravity Rush on Vita, and Spec Ops: The Line. I did 100% Spec Ops: The Line. I was not a huge fan of it because the hardest difficulty in that game was garbage. A couple others that he mentioned. Xenoblade 1 came out in North America in 2012, and Final Fantasy 13 2. And your favorite of the 13 trilogy also came out, apparently came out in 2012 as well. But yeah, so that does it for tonight's episode of Party Chat. Might be a record for longest Party Chat, but I had a lot of fun.
I think it's close, but no, I think we went almost 4 hours one time.
I'm going to go take a look at it after we're done here and see which one's longest, but this is a long one.
We got to go longer just to beat the record.
But thanks for everyone for hanging out with us for 3.5 hours as we talk about stupid video game stuff. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us and having fun. And thank you everyone on the panel for joining us as well. So before we bid adieu, we'll go around the panel here and let everyone shill their stuff. So, and Lois's Darksiders 2 came out in 2012. I've only played the first one, but I do plan to play through the whole trilogy sometime in the future. So, Shred, what do you got going on? What do you want to mention that you do over on your channel? I'll be dropping the link here. All of the panelists' links are in the stream description, but I'm going to drop them in chat here as well. So,
thank you, man. Thank you. Well, I don't really do like a show or anything. I mean, I stream, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central. But it's not really like a show. It's just more of those, like, I turn on a game that I feel like playing. I'll play through it. People come hang out. And we kind of, talk smack and all that. But it's kind of, I don't really have much to shill anymore. Like, I used to kind of have, like, the links to do all these other different things and all my socials. But now I just got to do that. I've been taking it a lot easier lately. lot less stress. I've been a lot more busy with, just life.
Understandable. Do you know what you're going to be streaming next?
So what I'm like I said, I started last Saturday morning. I was playing Ender Lilies.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stick with that one until I beat that, because the reason I started playing Carrion was because I wanted something, for the theme of October. That game was very short, so I just like, okay, I tried to look for something else. And with Ender Lilies, so it's like, okay, so it's not a horror game, but it does have like the eldritch horror feel to it with the blight and all that, where it's like, okay, close enough, it counts. I've been wanting to play it. I'm gonna play it, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's what I'm gonna be playing, and then eventually I'm gonna get back to completing Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, because that one just kind of got tossed aside when Silk Song came out. But so that's pretty much what I'm gonna be doing. And yeah, like on my just follow me on Twitch. That's really where I'm usually at. Like, I got other channels, but like on YouTube, I got ShredFreak Games. That's usually where you can find me on Twitter or on YouTube, Odyssey. But yeah, the only place that I'm really like actually the most active on would be Twitch if it comes to like for the streams and stuff. So, and because the YouTube channel is just people take clips while I'm live, usually at my worst and weakest moments, and those get exported out to my YouTube, and I just really keep it for short, so I don't really stream to YouTube.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was a blast having you back on for another episode of Party Chat. So thank you for joining us.
Dude, thank you for inviting, man. I was pretty hyped when I got that message. I'm like, oh hell yeah, let's do this.
So, all right, Ryan, what you got? Anything you want to mention?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is probably the first time I've actually been on with you, unless I forgot, because it's been a long Party Chat road. I think we're going on like what, 2 years, dude?
That's what I started my channel with, and my channel was I hit my 2 years in June. So
yeah, so
it hasn't been every other week, but it's been pretty close.
Yeah, so I'm old now, so I might forget things. So if you've been on before with me, my apologies.
I think once before, yeah.
Yeah, so you know what? Well, that's the Alzheimer's. No. I'm actually StreamYards is being weird, so I've delayed gaming streams. So I'm looking into EveMux and to see if that works better. I want to get back into gaming because it was a lot of fun. I need to finish Top Gun Tuesday, Ace Combat 7. So the last stream that actually worked well without an echo was the thing remastered in the final video. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. So anyway, Carl, you suck. You dick. Go ahead.
I pulled it up, and Shred was on episode 17 of Party Chat, and that was March 9th, 2024. So about a year and a half ago. And Ryan, you were there for that stream. It was the three of us.
Bless America. Send me that in the chat. I'm gonna rewatch it.
All right.
17 and 46. Holy sh. I feel old already. I'm going home. Wait, I'm already home.
So, all right, Carl, what do you got going on?
This week on my channel, I'm gonna have Extra Zero on Thursday for another episode of Legacy Loading, and we're gonna be watching Pac-Man is the subject that we're gonna be covering. And then on Friday will be the weekly show that I kind of do, the whole weekly wrap-ups.
I'm liking that stream. I wish I wasn't busy on Fridays. I would love to hop on there with you.
Yeah, so right now, I don't know if it's going to be solo or if I can have someone on. But yeah, definitely found some very interesting gaming, how can I say this? Gaming trailers I can't wait to show off on Friday, because a couple of them I didn't expect to find, and one of them for sure caught me off guard. So little teaser for there on Friday. And besides that, this week my wife is going to finish up editing 2 quick unboxing videos, so hopefully those will be posted relatively quickly. And And those are going to also start going up more on Instagram as well, because I'm starting to use Instagram a lot more too. So, but YouTube and Instagram I think are where I'm going to stay, kind of just to post stuff. Instagram, my wife told me, why don't you just use that more and just show off the video game places a lot quicker and all that stuff. And it's a lot easier to edit on your phone. That's what we're learning.
All right.
Yeah, one of the unboxings I sent you that photo for.
Oh, okay. Nice. Well, I will definitely watch those once you post them.
Yeah, they're very short ones.
All right. Well, thank you for being on here as always, Carl. And as for myself, as I mentioned at the beginning, I did not get a chance to do my Metroidvania Monday last night, but I am doing Prince Persia: Lost Crown, and I've basically like week 3 where I've barely played it. So I was like, I've got to play it now that I've gotten all my tech issues resolved. So I will be doing Metroidvania Monday on Wednesday for the first time tomorrow night, and I'll be playing hopefully for 4 or 5 hours and get a good chunk of the way through the game. So don't watch Shred play it, watch me play it.
I'm probably not going to play it till after October, so you got time.
So but I'll be doing that for however many episodes of Metroidvania Monday it takes me to beat it. I am planning on 100%ing it. But I'll be doing that tomorrow night. And then we got the next episode of next episode of Top 5 is on Thursday night. And we are, and Lowest Expectation is joining us, as well as Nightmare. And we are ranking our top 5 favorite game, or not 5 favorite, but top 5 games that need sequels. So we did an episode a little while ago of top 5 franchises that need to be revived. But that was like, there were a bunch of rules for that one. This one basically has no rules other than it has to be something that doesn't have a sequel already announced. But basically any game that you would love to see a sequel to is fair game. So we'll be talking about that on Thursday night for top 5 games that we would like to see sequels to. And then, I'll be doing some more Metroidvania Monday on Monday. And then I should be doing some more Borderlands with Jason on Tuesday. We had to cancel Borderlands yesterday as well because Jason wasn't able to make it. So, But that will basically everything here over on my channel. So with that, we will say goodnight. So thank you everyone for joining us in chat. And thank you, my awesome panelists, for hanging out with me and talking video games with me for 3.5 hours. So everyone have a good night. We will see you. Oh, sorry. Last couple things. Lois had a couple other games from 2012, Pokemon Black and White 2. Gianna's Sisters Twisted Dreams and Sonic Racing Transformed, which I've not played any of those, but I do know of them. So, and Landlow said, you missed out on good Halo multiplayer with Halo 5. It was designed to be competitive, so were the arena maps, and the custom games were on another level. That was my favorite part about Halo 3 was the custom games when it came to multiplayer. It's just there was no custom game browser, unfortunately, so you could only play with people you actually know. So, but with that, everyone have a good night. We will see you later, and as always, in the meantime, game on.
See ya.
Peace.
Thank you.